too low, nigga, I'm too strong, I'm gon' move on.
Swagger on diamonds just Sakasha trying to pick my brain and judge me like a book. I don't got many likes, but I got a lot of looks. My picture on the news, they trying to label me a crook. They say I do too much, I say I'm off the hook. They ask me where I've been, I say I just came from the hood. Smelling loud off this good, the whole day out in Jug. These niggas wanna go to war, man, I wish they would. Oakland like Baghdad in my neck of the woods.
Rest in peace, my nigga Lil E, man.
Got the roots, he let the beats build, bitch, and we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it G, always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me, no. Got the roots, he let the beat. Got the roots, he let the beats build, bitch, and we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it G, always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me, no.
What's going on? What's going on? We live for the boxing section, man. What's going down? My allergies are killing me right now, dude. Jesus Christ. Man, dude. So, it's good morning, rights. So, we got the MMA for Dummies tonight. So, you already know how that go. Just waiting on everybody to come through. What's going down with the chef, man? What's going on? What's going on, brother? Man, I'm going for Canelo because Billy Sanders is a piece of shit. So that's pretty much it. I don't like either fighter. But if I got to choose a fighter, I'll choose Canelo. I think it's going to be a draw, though. Either some funny business or I don't think Canelo will come out like he normally comes out. So I think it's going to be a draw. Hopefully, Canelo smashes him, but I think it's going to be a draw. Andrew Charles, what's going on, big dog? How you feel? Yeah, man. So we definitely in for a good weekend. Though I think I'm gonna be in Philly, man. I'm gonna be at a fight, so I'm not really gonna be tripping off the Canelo fight. But I am looking forward to the Keyshawn Davis fight, though. On the undercard, that's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? I got him and his brother on there, so fast track him real quick. Nah, man. So what I'm doing is, man, I'm taking donations and stuff like that. But I think when I get back from South Carolina, I'm gonna start sending some stuff out. So that Davis fight should be good, man. Both, it's both the brothers is on there, so I think one of the brothers is better, but we gonna see, man. I'm looking forward to it, though, man. I'm looking forward to it. They stole the thunder, though, man. Floyd and Logan Paul, they stole the thunder. So, it's like that. I think Billy Joe Saunders kind of got people talking about it with the whole ring situation and him saying he not gonna fight him and shit like that. But then here comes Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Like always, just steal the whole entire spotlight. Not even, you know what I'm saying? It really wasn't even Floyd fought this time. You know what I mean? It was more or less Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? He stole his brother's moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, He stole his brother's woman away from him. And I'm like, oh man, this cat, cold cat, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude. But wait for everybody to come through, man, and so that way we can get this thing started for real. Man, I'm tired of this shit right now. Tired as hell, dog, to say the least. But you know, we're gonna keep it going. Consistency is key. You feel me? Yeah, I don't know what some of my YouTube algorithms, bro. I don't know what the hell. Oh yeah, he got pieced up. Hey, chef, the boy got pieced up for sure. Hey, he got pieced up. I can't even lie to you. He got pieced up for sure. What's going on, Beer? What's happening, man? Whole team, what's cracking? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We in there. Yeah, dude, but it sold. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, he trying to get on the car. He trying to say like he want to do some old shit where they want Mayweather to fight both of them at the same time. Oh, for sure he is, but for sure he is. Because I don't think nobody has enough charisma. You know what I'm saying? So we'll do a quick intermission real quick.
I talk that shit to my hood, how we done lost it all. Had some good and bad times, never thought we would fall. It's like we even up the score, then we missed the ball. Hey, what's up, UB? Hey, what's up?
I was listening to your show all day.
You was?
Yep.
What's up, baby? See the camera? What you do today in school? What you do? In the streets and they what you do? I know you just good. Race what to my dreams down a long haul. Obstacles in my way, I start to fucking crawl. Gotta get it by any means, it's the casting call. Free the gang, that's behind the walls. Say it twice, let you know that I mean it, dog. Come from
I've been down and out for too long.
Been out for too long. Niggas long and I'm too strong. Yeah.
Living at the speed of light.
Terrence P. Shout out my nigga Roots. Keep like Swift. Yeah, Mark, what's happening?
I've been down and out for too long.
Love.
All right. The link is in the chat officially. Yeah, man, gonna give me a hoodie, boy. Shit's cold as hell in my goddamn garage, man. But yeah. So yeah, man, it's exciting. It's exciting. You know what I'm saying? Floyd is gonna bring back the awareness to boxing. But I think, man, I think if Errol Spence, as soon as Errol Spence get a fight day, the boxing world's gonna be back on notice. Terrence Crawford gets a fight day, the world's gonna be back on notice, bro. Uh, let's not forget that. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes don't have no fight dates. If they get when they get fight dates, it's going down. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for. Let's see, man. Yeah, man. Shit. I'm tired as hell, y'all. What's a struggle? But shit, we here. Uh, so how do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about the Mayweather situation? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all feel like this situation is good for boxing, or do you think it's bad for boxing? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Y'all let me know. I'm telling you. Uh, Mexican supremacy. Supremacists. What's up, there, bro? How you doing? Man, Jesus Christ. I just hope this shit don't last, boy, because sheesh. I'm good, man. I can't complain too much, bro. My allergies, yo. My allergies is going crazy right now, though. That's the only thing that's happening right now, man. Allergies going absolutely insane right now. What's up, Peggy? Mike Tyson, what's going on? Yes, sir. Y'all, the takeover's here, bro. I'm gonna give it y'all, Mariana. All right, Cam, bro, take over. Cam,
Can you
you
hear me?
here?
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
here. I'm in here.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on? Man, I don't even know what this card is talking about this week. Let me pull up. Let me pull up the. I know we got Watterson. Let's see what we got, man. I think it was a PFL to fight tonight too. I didn't even watch it. It was busy at work.
Man, it's just your night. You supposed to be watching everything.
I couldn't. I ain't getting not one break today. Oh, Donald Cerrone, Alex Morano, Neil Magny, Jeff Neal, Maurice Grade. I don't know who he's fighting. Marcos Ruggiero de Lima. Okay, de Lima. Heard of the name. I can't remember it right now. Okay, we got Angela Hill, Amanda Rivas. It's gonna be a cool little card. Gregor Lipsey, Carlos Diego. That should be fun.
Yes, sir.
That Neil Magny and Jeff Neal fight, that should be a cool one.
Surviving Blue Team, my brother, for coming through, man. For the shot, man. Appreciate it. Man.
Didn't ask, don't care. Floyd TVE. New from Fred, salute. Surviving Kingston. Thank you for fucking with us.
Man, for sure, man. Shit, dude. I mean, man.
You took your Benadryl?
Man, I'm about to take this sleep, nigga.
Yeah, bro, I heard that. Dog, that last night show was so crazy.
Man,
It was some things here at work. I'll be on here just shortly. It's all good, DJ. We're gonna be on here.
yes, sir. Dude, I'm telling you, bro. I don't know what the hell, bro. My allergies been tripping, bro. I don't know what the hell. It's gonna be changes of the weather. What's up, Jalen? What's happening? Man, JB, man, join the panel, JB.
Yeah, JB was on there all night last night in the chat.
I ain't fucking around.
Dog, I'm waking up. Look, though, I'm waking up, letting people in, nodding back out, waking back up, listening. Like, damn, they.
Hey, look, I was let niggas in too. You cut the live stream off right before I had took my break. Yeah, hit that 10 hour. You had cut it off.
I didn't even cut it off, bro. I fell asleep. I just had the laptop up. I never even cut it off. Every time I would open my eyes, I would look up and see there were still 4 people on screen, and I just closed my eyes back.
Yeah. JB, what's going on, bro?
Good, Kyle, Cam, what's good? What's happening with y'all?
JB, man, what did it do?
Yeah, shit, man. Chilling.
Yes, sir. Back at it.
Yeah, yo, man, I went to sleep, and I woke up like at 7. I'm like, y'all still on?
Dog.
I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, we in shifts, blood. We going to shifts for real.
Yeah, that stream last night was crazy because it was hella deep too. It wasn't just like 2 people on. It was like a good 4 on the whole night.
It was a lot of people. It was a lot of people in the chat. That stream did like 3 something. It was like that's like 300 something views.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
We touched on everything too.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's at 373 right now.
Rob Brown, what it do, man?
Right around. Fella. Yeah,
JB,
man. So
you watching that UFC card this weekend?
I ain't gonna. I'll check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
It's a
I'm
free
gonna
one.
check it out.
Free one.
I'm gonna check it out. Ken. I don't really watch. I don't really watch UFC like that, but I'll check it out this weekend.
You watched that Kamar Usman the last court?
No, I seen the highlights, but
Oh
that's it.
man, you supposed to watch that one. That was a great court.
But
That would
the
have been
US,
the one that converts you right there.
yeah, well, that's it. Like they be ending quick. Like niggas be getting knocked out so quick. It's like, should
Yeah,
you pay the $40 for it?
to the Boxing
yeah.
True Serve. Shout out to my dog Reggie Owens. What's going on, big dog? They want us to break down the Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo. All right, this is gonna be quick. It's gonna be a draw, but if it's not a draw, Canelo is going to beat the dog shit out of him. But I would not be surprised if Canelo loses to Billy Joe Saunders because that nigga is gonna be cheating like Tyson Fury be cheating. So be careful of the cheaters. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you gotta look out for cheaters. Because I think they probably go. I think they're gonna cheat their ass off. So that's my take on the matter for real. I think they're gonna cheat their ass off. So you know, that's what I think. You know, I don't really think Billy Joe Saunders fuck with him. So I think he's doing all the outside ring shit to like get to him. So maybe it works. I don't think it will, but I do think it's gonna be a draw. Nothing that Billy Joe Saunders is gonna do, I think it's gonna be all on Canelo. But go ahead, JB, because I know you will touch on that.
Canelo, he should win the fight. I don't really see Billy Joe Saunders. I don't see him winning the fight. They already got him. They already got Canelo scheduled to fight Caleb Plant later on in the year. So I just don't see Billy Joe winning the fight at all. I see him. I can see a late stoppage, maybe the 9th, 10th round. But as far as Billy Joe standing, I don't really see him standing a chance as far as winning the fight. I think he can win a couple rounds at the most, but Canelo, he got in the bag already. That's how I feel. He got in the bag.
Kilo Joe, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you for sliding through. Yeah, man. Yeah, well, I got this early flight to Philly tomorrow, boy.
What time you leave?
I gotta be at the airport by like 5.
Ooh.
How long you gonna be out there?
This weekend.
This weekend? Raheem Jefferson fighting this weekend?
With Steve Jefferson fight.
You fight this weekend?
Yeah. And then also one of the other homies is fighting too. Named Sheen Brown. And then 12 people fighting on there. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be back in the building to watch boxing again live. Cool. What part of Philly surviving Kingston? Man. Sheesh. Man, if I fuck, hey, if the icon is up, I ain't saying nothing. Just know. But hey, JP, what about the Keyshawn Davis fight though?
I expect him to get another knockout. I expect him to look better than he did when he fought on that the Heron and Frampton undercard. And what was that? March. I expect him to look better than what he did his last fight, and like he keep taking fights. He already in a fight. It's gonna be his third fight this year already, so he just need to keep taking fights.
Oh man, I've been
Keep
saying
polishing up.
your name wrong the whole my bad. I've been saying his name wrong the whole time. It's Kensington. By the Badlands. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the Badlands when I go out there. That's why I'm always in the Badlands when I go out there. Always by the poppy stores. My bad, bro. JB, so
Oh, no, I was just saying he need to keep taking fights. He looked good the last fight. His first fight he looked good. Like I said, just keep getting better. And then the world title shot next. That's his next step. World title shot. Probably the end of next year or 2023, something like that. I expect him to be holding one of them belts at 135.
I think I have a faster track than Lomachenko.
You said what?
You might have a faster track than Lomachenko.
I don't know. Lomachenko's already fighting for his fight by now. By his fourth fight, he was already fighting for the world title.
Yeah, but Lomachenko had like 8,000 amateur fights.
Yeah, I mean, he got like 200, I'm pretty sure. 200, 300. He just didn't go to the Olympics because of the COVID and how long the process was taking.
Yeah. But I am excited, man. I'm excited to see him get out.
He the truth.
He for sure. So what fight are you looking forward to watch this year, though?
You said what fight I'm looking forward to watching?
Yeah.
This weekend?
No, period. Just this year, like
Period?
all the fights that you know that's about to happen. Which fight are you most ready for, or intrigued about, or just excited about?
That's scheduled?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Rigondeaux versus what's his name? Casamayor. I'm excited for that fight because the winner gonna fight anyway, Monster anyway. Well,
I think
should fight him.
Rigondeaux's gonna watch that boy.
That's what I said, but so they got people saying he old, and Casamayor is gonna walk through him, but I don't see it that way.
He not be able to hit him.
You said what?
He's not even gonna be able to hit him.
Nah, I mean, he can hit him, but
No, Rigondeaux's not gonna get hit.
That's what I'm saying. He can get hit. He ain't the same Rigondeaux from like when he fought Donaire like 8-7 years ago. He get hit a lot more now because he willing to engage more and make the fight exciting. Like then he wasn't. He was just box and move. He rarely would get hit, but now he's trying to knock dudes out and stop them. At first he was just trying to win on point. So I see he might get caught a couple times, but I don't really see Casamayor being able to knock him out or nothing like that. I think he'll be able to take his shot, and I think he can knock this dude out like he did. What's his name? Salas, whatever his name is. Like he did. Was that two? Was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, something like that. Last time he fought.
Jay, did just salute to you, my brother. Oh yeah, man, Gerard. This is a friend of the program. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put it out. I got like some footage with me and him in the gym. I gotta put that shit out, man. But my homeboy gotta stop it off and say that shit to me. but I didn't know the channel for sure.
Get him on here, Kyle.
I am. Watch. When I get to Philly, I'm trying to go.
What's his name though? Nah, but Raheem Jeff, man, that dude the truth, man. He the truth. He the
Hey,
truth.
I've
He
been
the truth.
telling that for years, though, JB.
Yeah, he the truth.
For years,
I
I've
seen
been telling people that.
him fight, and he's skilled. But what I like about him is that he tell the truth. Like he don't be. If you ask him something, he don't be like, give you the political answer. He just give you his honest opinion on how he feel. And when I seen him, he said I'll wash Colbert. He said he want Gary Russell, Navarrete, and Laura. And I was like, man, yeah, he the truth. Like he ain't ducking no smoke. He want to fight these guys, and he only gonna get better than he young now. But a year or two from now, he taking over 126. I'm calling it now. He the truth though.
Who taking over 126?
You said what?
Who taking over 126?
Raheem Jefferson. Ain't that where he fight at?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, he
126
taking
is
over.
stacked. 126 is gonna be stacked.
Yeah, I think he better than all them guys at that 126 right now.
It's gonna be him, Ford, and my boy Hitman at 126. The boys get busy.
Who you just say right now?
Raymond Ford, him. This is my boy Hitman. I was on the show not so long ago. He get busy. He at 126 there. He get busy.
What's his name?
Hitman.
Hitman. Nigga, I said it's real. Like it's real, man.
Oh shit! Hold on. Yeah, Haven Bradley Jr.
Oh, Haven Bradley Jr.
Yeah,
Okay,
he fighting Jr.
okay.
Won his fight in Vegas.
Okay, yeah. That's that division gonna be stacked once they come up the ranks. And
It's the mustard anyway card, but I'm only going for that nigga fight. To be honest with you, I'm only going down there for the fight. I'm not really interested.
When that fight?
That's June 19th.
June 19th. Okay.
Yeah. You know, I go to niggas fights on the channel that's came on. That's why we're going to Atlanta in June, and then also 5th I'm trying to be in Atlanta. 6th I'm trying to be in Miami because Hackett fights on the 6th. TJ Lawson fights in Atlanta on the 5th.
Okay.
So it is me and my wife's anniversary. So I'm trying to go have some fun, go to some boxing matches, do some sightseeing, kick some sand. You feel me? Shit like that.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Whew. What's struggling right now, fellas? Struggling for real. I can't agree with that, big dog. Terrence Crawford, a big motherfucker, man. He bigger than what people think he is. And his arms as long as a motherfucker, too. That ain't just scratch his ankle, turn it up for real. So, yeah, it'd be a hell of a fight. Touch on that, though, JB. Touch on this statement.
Nah, man. Nah, you know I rock with Bud, but nah, I don't see him being too small at all. Bud, nah, he I think a lot of people underestimate him being small because he came from 135. But if you look at it, all them dudes are small at 147 except Spence. Like Danny Garcia came from 140. Sean Porter is like 5'6", even though he started at 152, 154. But he not really big. I mean, he got a lot of weight on him. He muscular, but he ain't no big type of dude. Like, all them dudes are small. So, but nah, I think all them dudes at 147 is small. They're not really big welterweights like in the past. Like when we had Paul Williams and Antonio Margarito, them dudes was like middleweights fighting at 147. But nah, I don't see him stopping.
What that blunt at?
But than 8, especially not now.
OG Santos, touch on that. This question right here. Right here.
Crawford too small for Boots. 8th round knockout. Well, they're not too much difference in their size, actually. Now, Bruce may be the naturally bigger guy overall, but it's not too much difference in their size. And, there's a lot of people are not realizing. A true boxing purist realize this, but a person who's not a true boxing purist, I understand they don't realize that Crawford has become a stronger person, a stronger fighter since he's moved up in weight. His body has matured even more. His strength is greater, and he's fighting at a more comfortable weight now. And you have to realize that if follow the sport a little bit closer, take the biasness out of it, and really look at the fight game for what it truly is, and analyze fighters for who they really are and what their abilities are. Don't when you're doing that, you can't use your biasness to discern that. If you're gonna use your biasness, you're gonna always favor the fighter that you favor more. Now he's not. I don't see him stopping Terrence in the 8th round or 8 rounds or less, or anything like that. Right now, I totally don't feel that Boots is 100% ready for the likes of Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, and the like thereof. But he is a great fighter. His time is coming. It's not now.
Nah,
Got some feedback in the background.
I got feedback.
I don't know. Somebody, I'm getting a lot on my end.
It's still there.
Kyle, mute your mic, Kyle.
Somebody might hold on. You know what? Let me check to make sure it's not me. I might have more than one.
Nah, it might be me. It might be me.
No, it's not me.
It's still there.
No, it's better.
Okay. No, I kind of agree with you. I was trolling a little bit, but naturally, Boots is bigger. Crawford is fighting a little bit better at this weight now that he's a little more fit into that weight. But 3 years from now, Boots would be even more comfortable. So I was trolling a little bit, but I think he will get over on him. You know what I mean? I think he will get over on him because, like I think you will agree, he is a little bit more sizier. And
naturally, yes, he is.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a switch hitter. I mean, he's learning the game a little bit more, man. His pop is putting all of it in him. You know what I mean? I am a little bit biased. I can't lie about that. But I mean, the reality of it is, a year and a half from now, 2 years from now, he'll stop that bull.
Yeah, but a year and a half from now, 2 years from now, my man Crawford may be fighting at 150.
Yeah, he might be out of there. But I mean, if they fight next year, he'll stop it.
I don't see that. We've seen the Popos right here. We've seen they already got the line already got them some lunch, so I ain't got to worry about it. I'm driving right now. But anyway, we've seen Crawford hurt a few times, true enough.
Exactly.
But he's always came through and finished in great fashion after he's been hurt. Every fight that he's been hurt, he's finished in great fashion. And I don't think that would be any different for him. I'm not saying that either one of those guys knocks one another out, but I do see a lot of those fights that we've seen Crawford hurt in, he's come forward. he's not respected his opponent's
Right.
power. Okay, any of the fights that he respects his opponent's power, he's not coming forward directly. You know, he's sizing them up. He's taking data. Then he's figured out a way he can get him out of there. Once he figured that out, then he attacks. He's when you see him doing stuff like that, he's not taking a lot of punishment. But when he's coming forward, he's getting hit. But don't forget your man Boots, he gets hit too because of the same reason. He's not respecting his opponent's power, so he's moving in, or sometimes he's moving around and he's throwing punches from all angles, and he's great at it. He's great at it, and right now he's trying different techniques out on his opponents because he ain't respecting them. He doesn't have anybody in front of him like that he have to worry about. So they both take unnecessary punches, in my opinion. But I don't see these guys knocking one another out. I think they're real evenly matched. When Boots gets to that point where I feel more secure about him, you know, as far as the level of competition through his career. And I don't mean level of competition like people refer to it back and forth between Errol Spence and Bud. I'm talking about body of work over the career of a fighter. I think that Bud is more vast when it comes to experience. His body of work is proving that. So when Enos gets a few more fights on his belt, like you said, you know, I think they'll be a little more evenly matched because right now the experience lays with Terrence. And later on, that scale can kind of teeter back to a more even plane. But right now, it's gonna drop to more Bud side.
No, that might be facts at this time. That might be facts at this very moment. Like you stated, man, we seen Bud hurt. You feel me? And if he gets hurt by that bull, he's gonna put the gas on him, and it's gonna be different. But you right though.
And vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely. But we ain't seen we haven't seen that. We ain't seen no buzzing, no wobbliness from
We hadn't seen a great level of competition. The greatest
absolutely.
level of competition
So,
I've seen
but I'm just saying, Gamboa is a small guy, man, and he had that ball all over the place. You feel me? His legs is all over the place.
That's true, but at the time, Terrence was a small guy too.
I feel you on that, but that's what I'm saying.
And he also was fighting a gold medalist, a former gold medalist, and an undefeated
I agree
fighter.
with all that. I'm just saying you haven't seen that from Boots yet, and I don't think you will see that from Boots from here till when they fight. You feel me?
I'm not saying we will see.
That's all I'm judging it by, is by, you know, as far as what you said on that. You feel me? Him being hurt, we've seen that. That's proven. It's yet to be proven against Boots, and I don't think about time they fight it will be. We won't see that. So with that being said, if he hurts that ball, he's going to put the gas on him, and he not going to be taking all them chances all like that. I mean, who am I to say that he will, that he won't? But I mean, I know it's Pop. You feel me? And I know he'll be ready for that fight. So he won't be taking all them goofy chances. If he hurts him, it's over for him.
Are you a Philly homie?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can hit when you said that boy.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like when y'all say that. But check this out. We hadn't seen Terrence seriously hurt since he's been a welterweight, and he's knocked them all out. I know he got knocked down.
I ain't seen him fight nobody neither.
I mean, your boy hadn't fought it. He's fought a higher level of competition at welterweight than Lipinus has. I mean, than Boots has at this point. But that he should have, because Boots is not a champion. Boots is he's an upcoming ranking fighter, you know. So I expect that out of both careers. But I'm just saying, the only time I've really seen Terrence seriously hurt and confused is when he was at 135. I hadn't seen him. 140.
But we've seen it though. That's the whole thing. We've seen it.
That was the end. That was the end. You have to admit, he's a different fighter right now. He's a stronger fighter right now.
Now, have we seen him against welterweight championship competition yet?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's fought has been welterweight championship competition. That's what they put him in there for, even though we might not like him. But that's basically what it is, you know. But the thing is, but the competition's been greater than what your boy has had. Now, if your boy get that same competition, we don't know how he will fare. We don't know this right now. It's an unknown fact.
I understand that, but I'm just saying with what's been proven, what's not been proven. That's all.
Yeah, but we can't say until we know. This
Right.
Well, all we can say is it's unknown. We don't know.
Yeah,
We
but
can't
we
say
know
it won't
that
happen.
we know that Terrence had the noodle legs before. We haven't seen that from my guy yet.
But your guy Ennis has never fought in a lower weight class since he's been a professional. So you can't really say that. That was a lower weight class for Terrence. So you can't really. That's not even a swap. Now, if you want to compare Ennis in a lower weight class and see what is, I mean, just like when he was in amateurs, he lost to my man in DC.
Yeah, Russell.
But we really ain't. They ain't saying he got hurt, but he's lost. I didn't see the fight, but what I'm saying is we have not seen Ennis in any weight class but 147, just like we have not seen Earl Spence in any weight class but 147 since they've been professionals. Terrence has gone from 135, 140.
I mean, that doesn't make him that doesn't give them a greater accomplishment. You feel me? That just means that he's grew in weight.
Why not? He's been a champion in all 3 weight divisions. He's
I feel you, but that's because he had to do that because he was smaller and he had to do that. These guys are going to go from 147 to 154.
And he may go to 154 himself. He's always talking about that. Now, if he retired today, out of all these fights we're talking about, who would be in the Hall of Fame if they didn't fight another fight the rest of their career?
I mean, that's just his body. That's just who he is as his body size.
It means something. You don't go to Hall of Fame.
It does mean something. I agree with that.
You go to Hall of Fame because you made accomplishments. And if he won't go, if your fighters can't say they go to Hall of Fame right now, they haven't reached the goals that he's
I mean,
reached.
but that don't.
So
I mean, what I'm saying is that was him. That's his role. You feel me? I understand all that. But that you can't shrink him down to make him accomplish what he accomplished to compare to him.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You got to go apples to apples, oranges to oranges. Just because Terrence got rocked in 40 or 30, it may be, I don't think it is 35. But
I mean, your chin don't get stronger with your body, bro. Your chin is your chin.
I don't know about you. I got strong with my chin when I got old.
I mean,
I got strong.
I feel you.
I never got knocked out before in my life, but at the same time, I was able to take a lot more. As our bodies get stronger naturally, biologically, as our bodies get stronger, most people's chin gets stronger. That don't mean that you're gonna be resistant to any knockout punches, but you can resist a little bit more because you're stronger.
Yeah,
that's just natural.
I feel you, bro.
I love it. Don't get me wrong. Now I'm not biased to it. I'm a fight fan first. Then I'm a fan of a boxer afterwards.
I agree with most of your points, man.
First.
I feel you. I agree with most of your points. I mean, I am biased. I can't lie about that. That's just what it is. But
you should be. I mean, it's your homie. I ain't taking nothing from. Hey, I'm from Nashville, bro.
Can they hear me?
I like my man Caleb Plant. But at the same time, I gotta give it to anybody straight if they ask me what I think about something, and I'm gonna come from what I consider my best knowledge opinion about the
and I'm also doing that too, to be honest with you. I mean, even though I'm biased, I am doing that too, to be honest with you.
No, I think you're a credible fan of the sport. I just listened to you a few minutes here, and I can talk with you.
I heard
Some
that.
people I can't talk with because they straight up on that bull crap, but I can talk with you, bro.
Likewise, brother.
Y'all let Cam get in there.
Kyle, you up, Kyle?
I apologize.
Yeah, I'm still up, brother. I'm still up.
All right, bet. DB was in here for a minute. DJ on here now. We get this Thursday show. We get your Thursday show going. Y'all gonna go on all night talking about this Boots and Crawford.
Hey, what's your? I don't see everybody's name. What's your name, my man?
DB, you still in the chat?
One I was just talking to.
I go by Lego, bro.
Say it again.
Lego.
Leo.
Yep.
Okay, Leo. Nice to meet you, bro. Sento.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah. What's up to the rest of the panel?
Good, Santos.
What's going on, everybody? How everybody feeling tonight, man?
Yes, sir.
Great and stupendous.
Taking it easy, bro.
All right, I see you riding hard for your man Boots Innocent here, man. I like Boots, man. He's a good young guy, man.
He is, man. I'm excited for that kid, man. He's see that fighters like him give me great great emotions about the sport of boxing because it lets me know we're in good hands, man. We got fighters like that coming up. I look at these guys and like we were talking about the difference between him and Bud. I look at them as different, not class, but different. What it is when you're in school, different grades, different graduation classes. I mean, so when the Earl Spencers and Buds and all them move on, the Sean Ports and all them move up and wait, we still got the Boots Ennis and Victor Ortiz, which Victor can't get done with Boots. Boots put him to shame. But we got those guys to look forward to, and a few other fighters coming up. You even got Carter Ben, even though I don't know how he fares with. I know he can't touch Boots, but I think him and Ortiz will be a good fight. But we got those guys coming up behind them, and it's going to keep the fight game in good standing. Then we got the guys at 135; they're going to be moving up. We got all. We got big baby Jerron Anderson in the heavyweight division. We're in good hands, man. We're in great hands, man. We just gotta get these fights going and let everybody do what they do, and some get out of the way and the others come through.
Yeah, my thoughts about Boots fighting either Spence or Crawford. I spoke about it before. If I'm either one of them guys, I'm trying to knock Boots off now. Like, I want him now before he gets better, because once he gets bigger and stronger and better at his craft, it's going to be harder to beat him because he's still going to be a young lion in the sport. Like, he's only 24 years old, if that.
Yeah.
So I want him now. I don't want to wait. Forget the business of boxing, because I believe there's always money. I believe I'm one of the guys who actually believes there's money in rematches. Like, he could rematch these guys down the line. I was younger, they caught me at the right time. They can build off that. But I want to, if I'm Errol's camp or I'm Crawford's camp or even Thurman's camp, which I know Thurman ain't gonna fight. But if I'm those guys, I want him. I want him now. Get him now while he's quote unquote green and not ready and hadn't seen the level. No, knock him off now. So you could already have that leg up on him, like, yo, I already beat you. You just trying to get some get back, yada yada yada. But there's money in rematches, hence Wilder Fury 2.
That's true.
So, and even in Ali and Frazier and all these other rematches that happen throughout the history of boxing. There's money in rematches, man. So go ahead and try to knock him off now. But that's just me. I'm not in those guys' camps. I don't have to get in there with him. So, that's easy for me to say. But salute to everybody on the panel, man. Where's my guy DB at? I saw he was in here earlier. Sorry, guys. I had to fix some things at work. And I elected not to take the overtime tonight. I took off, man.
I heard that.
Yes, sir.
So you're not going to be riding out with us that late tonight?
Oh, no, man. I'm still up, man. I'll still be with y'all because I'm used to being up that late. But, I decided not to stay the full 12 hours. I got my 9 and got out today.
I feel you, bro.
I heard that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I guess DB left us, but anyway, everybody ready to kick off MMA Thursday? Any questions? Let me know.
Who on
was that fight on earlier? Yesterday evening, Thursday evening.
Yeah. The PFL on ESPN. They had a few good fights. Had a controversial ending to one fight where a guy actually two heavyweights. One of the top. Well, not I guess, but he's one of the top 10 heavyweights of all time. Fabricio Verdun. He actually had a guy locked up in a full submission, and the guy tapped. It's on camera. The guy tapped to the submission, so Fabricio let him go, but the referee didn't see the tap, so the referee didn't stop the fight. So the guy continued to punch Fabricio Verdun while he was on his back, and knocked him out. And the guy actually got the win off of that. So they're gonna have to go back and yeah, man. It was a mess, man. Social media is blowing up over that because everybody can see the tap. Now, sometimes when you get locked up in these submissions, the referee can't see your hands. They can't see you tap.
Right.
So they'll just have to take the fighter's word for it. And some guys will stop it once they let go of the hold. But the referee didn't see the tap. So that's why they tell you keep going until the referee pulls you off. Like a lot of times people was like, oh, that was a late stoppage. No, the referee didn't pull me off of him. So I had to keep, pounding his face into the floor, or I had to choke him unconscious because, hey, I got him. I feel him sleep. I feel his body limp, but you hadn't broke the hold yet. So I can't let him go. So yeah, that was terrible, man. And also the lady Kayla Harrison got a TKO win over the lady she was fighting. Quick and clean victory. They also brought in Clarissa Shields, man, I guess for some promo shoots. She was in her fight gear and got to run around the cage for the first time, get a feel for it, even though she wasn't in there with anybody. I'm excited for her fight on June the 10th, man. I'm really excited about that. What's going on, DB? How you feeling tonight, brother?
Oh, what's up, man? Man, I'm, Fabricio like family, man. He done did some seminars over at the gym.
That was terrible. That was terrible, DB.
Yeah, man. He done
something. Do y'all think that after they do investigate the videos that they'll reverse it, or y'all think it's just gonna have to be a rematch, or what? Because I always thought that the MMA organizations usually do more or less the right thing, opposed to boxing in situations. I don't know that. I probably just been thinking that.
I'm actually not sure, man. Would they overturn that? If anything, I believe if anything they'll overturn it and make it a no contest. But with that, you could clearly see the guy tap, so that should be a loss. They should go back. They should have reviewed the tape right there in the cage. But I don't know if PFL has instant replay. I don't know if that's an organization thing or if that's a commission thing. DB, would you know about that?
Yeah, those are always commissioned. Those are not up to the to those companies who are promoting. And promoters can't change anything. So whoever the athletic commission is for that state will have to review it. Sometimes they'll do it on their own. If it's like a big fight like this, they'll probably do it on their own. But I'm sure Fabricio and his camp smart enough to appeal it, and they'll probably overturn it. I'm thinking it's more than likely that they'll overturn it.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah,
that's one of the things I love about the MMA.
Yeah, if a fight ends like that in a controversial way, they'll go to the tape. More often than not, they'll go to the tape and see how it ended, and then they'll they'll make a determination off that, like when you had with Aljamain Sterling and Peter Yan. They reviewed the tape, even though the referee made the right call in the ring. That was an intentional illegal blow, so this is going to be a disqualification. But even then, they reviewed the tape. It's like, okay, what he saw was correct. That's going to be a win for Aljamain. But anytime they review the tape, the fight, they can't go on after that. The fight has to end. So, yeah, Fabricio's camp they should appeal it, and I don't know if Fabricio will get that win. If anything, I think it'll be a no contest, and they'll just have to run it back at a later date. But yeah, that was terrible, man. That's why they tell you don't stop until the referee pulls you off.
Right.
You can see it. You can clearly see a guy's out cold, but if the referee doesn't step in, keep going.
He must have recovered in like a few seconds, didn't he?
He wasn't out. He just knew he was locked up and couldn't get out of that submission. And
okay.
I've never been caught in a triangle before. I don't know if DB has. I've never been caught in a triangle, but I have been caught in a rear naked choke before. And you know, once you're caught, you're caught. It's either tap, snap, or nap. So you're either gonna tap, or they're gonna choke you unconscious, or they're gonna break a limb. So when you're caught, you're caught. Just go ahead. It's better off to just, in certain situations, like when you get caught in leg locks, whether it's a heel hook or a knee bar or something like that, it's better to go ahead and just tap, because they're gonna rip your knee apart.
Mm-hmm.
DB?
Yeah, I've actually been caught in a triangle before, and I was actually held in a triangle by Fabricio Verdum himself doing a seminar at my gym. And I can tell you, man, when you learn techniques from a person like Fabricio, he's a really, really big dude. He's a broad guy. He's long.
Yeah, he's
got
enormous.
long legs. His legs are very strong, and he knows how to. You'll start feeling pressure before the submission is fully complete. So he doesn't have to lock it all the way up. You can already just feel his muscles starting to tense up and tighten up as he's getting around your neck or around one of your limbs. Probably the best submission guy that I've ever been, in a seminar with, like actually getting the chance to feel his strength. But it's a bad feeling, man. You have nowhere to go. It's like somebody having a noose around your neck, and having your hands cuffed at the same time. You got nowhere to go, so all you can do is tap.
Yeah, it's kind of like that knee bar I got caught with, man. I knew once he rolled over, once I tried to roll out of it and he had it hooked, I was like, I can't get out of this. I'm going to tap before I be missing my ACL and my meniscus. So
it's a tough sport, man.
Yeah, the other fights,
man.
So much to look out. You got to watch out for, It's not just the hands or the feet. It's the whole body. You never know what to think of the next fighter is. A lot to think about.
So I didn't see it. So he made the guy tap, and then they didn't see it, and then he lost the fight after that.
Yeah, he had the submission locked up. The guy tapped out, but the referee didn't see it, so he didn't stop the fight. Fabricio Verdum let the hold go once he felt the tap. Like a good sportsman, he let the hold go. He's like, hey, I got him. He tapped. I felt him tap, so I'm going to let him go. And the referee didn't stop the fight. So the guy, the way a triangle works, it's a couple ways that you can lock it up. But the most common way is on your back. So Fabricio Verdum is on his back, and the guy is on top of him.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah. So
he let him go, and then he threw a triangle up on him after.
Yeah, after he let the submission hold go, the triangle choke, which DB can break down the intricacies of a triangle choke. But after he let it go, he's still on his back. So the referee didn't stop the fight. So the guy just proceeds to keep punching him. And all the referee sees is him let go of the choke, but he doesn't see the guy tap. So the guy just keeps punching and he knocks him out. He stops him.
That's some sucker-ish. But yeah, I guess that's what they say. You gotta keep fighting. That's crazy.
Yep.
That's part of the business side of it.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, I think that whenever there's a submission that's on there, and I know some people that are not a part of the grappling world, if you don't grapple at all, you may think it looks a little unsportsmanlike, but there's always these jackasses who pretend like they don't tap. So you keep holding and you hold and you hold until you feel the referee peeling your hands off of that person's arms, legs, or neck. And if you see back in the day when you see Royce Gracie, he would be the welterweight. He's a 170-pound guy going against guys 200, 300, 400 pounds. And he'd grab them in a submission, and he would hold on until the ref was literally pulling him off of the other person's body, because it's just this thing where guys, I don't know, may feel like they, if they're in a position where their hand is tapping your body and you can feel the tap and you know that you feel the tap, you let go, but their hand is not visible to the ref or to the crowd or to, everybody else. They will pretend like they didn't tap and they'll keep punching. So you let them go, and then they start raining down punches on you, and you're in a vulnerable position. You're in a spot where you're not really able to defend yourself because you pretty much thinking, oh, the fight's over. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you guys, I'm pretty sure you've seen Floyd Mayweather, the fight where he fought against Victor Ortiz.
Correct. Yes.
And right before that knockout, where Victor was playing a game, right? He wanted to headbutt Floyd, and he was playing around, and then he wanted to go for a I don't know, for a glove touch or whatever, or a hug. And as soon as they came out, the last thing he was expecting, was that for that hook to come, and bam, it got him. So the way Victor was vulnerable is the same way that you would be vulnerable, really not expecting anything to come from it. And they'd either grab a submission hold and reverse it on you, or they'd start raining down punches. And, everybody sees that. They didn't see the first thing, but they see the second thing. And as you getting beat up, or you getting choked out, or having one of your limbs pulled off. So, always favor on the side of caution, and just keep on holding on to a person. And there's different ways you can hold a submission. You can hold a submission to break something, or you can hold a submission to apply pressure and start manipulating the joints just a bit, enough so that they feel the pain, or they can feel that, hey, listen, if I extend a little bit, you're going to feel this, right? I'm going to pull something. And, and you wait for the ref, and after that you can do it. But if it's something that's like a sleeper, like if you get like a rear naked choke, or if you get a guillotine or something like that, man, just hold it until they go to sleep, because they can't do nothing when their body's limp, and then they land almost lifeless on the canvas, but if you have somebody's leg, or you've got somebody's shoulder, you end their career like that. So you want to just, you want to play it safely. But, if you fighting against a person that's like like a Ben Askren, so to speak, right? You already don't like him from the press conferences and all the stuff that he's been saying in the media about you. And he's also a person that's going to pretend like he wasn't asleep. So you just, hey, listen, if you pull his shoulder out of the socket, then so be it. Yeah. But it hurts, man, because I really love Fabricio personally and professionally, man. And to see him take any kind of loss, but especially in this fashion, it just sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, that was bad, man. I was sitting there watching. I was like, "It's over. What is he doing? Wait, what's going on?" I was confused. I was like, "Why is he still punching? Is he out?" Because sometimes when these guys go out, or these guys get TKO'd, they don't realize what happened, and they wake up and they end up fighting the referee, or still trying to fight. No, you tapped. It's over. You got choked out. It's over. So. At first, I thought that was what was going on, but I was like, "Oh, he's a D-bag. He's gonna act like he didn't tap, like DB said." So, yeah, that was bad, man. That was bad. That was a blackout for the sport there.
The eye in the sky never lies.
Yep. If they get a chance to run it back, then it's going to be bad for Hennon, because now Fabricio is going to grab a limb, and even with the tap, good luck.
Yeah.
It'll be bad next time. Next time he'll just choke him unconscious. He'll just keep choking him until he passes out.
That's right. But Kayla Harrison, man, to flip over to the ladies, Kayla Harrison was dominant, man. She beat Mariana Moraes up, man. She's so strong, man. It's a different kind of judo. It's not the Ronda Rousey type. Like Ronda had some explosiveness to her, but Kayla Harrison is strong. She's like a little bulldog, and she finished that fight really fast. And I don't see many, if any, I don't see many, if anybody, able to hang with her. Larissa Pacheco had a good victory too. She beat up Julia Pajic, and I think Larissa is probably the closest person to being able to hang with Kayla Harrison. But man, listen, man, Clarissa Shields, sheesh. I just don't want to see that fight no time soon. You know what I mean?
Goodness gracious, please don't.
Right? Exactly. But overall, I mean, for anybody who was betting, I think you probably would have won some money if you put some money on Hennon. But I don't think anybody would have bet against Larissa Pacheco or against Kayla Harrison tonight.
Yeah, but if you put some money on Fabricio, man, it's a lot of people pissed off right now.
Yeah,
So,
true.
yeah, man. But who was the main event for this Saturday, man? I know somebody got injured. Now
Yeah,
Karate Hottie's fighting Marino Rodriguez.
Watterson, Watterson and Marina Rodriguez.
Yeah.
yeah.
You remember the main event for that? It was somebody got injured, man. It
TJ
was
Dillashaw.
some lighter weight guys, man.
Wasn't it
TJ Dillashaw got
Dillashaw?
injured.
Dillashaw and Sandhagen, that's who it was. Yeah, Dillashaw got injured. Yeah, that's why they were asking. They were asking about a interim belt between him and Peter Yan to see who's going to fight Aljamain Sterling next, because Aljamain's coming off neck surgery. And he probably won't be ready until either late summer or early fall. So I don't think they should do an interim belt. I think he should just I think they should find another fight for him, or that's pretty much it for that. Just find another fight for him. And because Peter Yan and Aljamain need to run that back.
Yeah. We got Eli Zachary just stepped in. Salute to Eli Zachary and shout out to Jay Dixon and also Robert Brown in the chat. Kevin Abinset's in the building too, man. Salute to y'all brothers. It's a good card, man. It's let me see. I think we have some heavyweights, man. Maurice Green, who's unorthodox. He's a big old dude. Maurice is probably about 6'7". Kind of got that Deontay. Well, that height, not the build. He's a funny shaped build. He's one of those guys that if you looked at him, you wouldn't be able to tell he's a professional athlete. But he's a game dude, and he's always down to fight. And he's fighting against Marcos Rogerio de Lima, and Marcos fights out of America Top Team with a whole bunch of those monsters over there. Dustin Poirier, T. Wood was over there for a while, Kobe Covington, and all of those dudes fight out of America Top Team. So he's got a bunch of good training partners over there, a great gym. But he's one of those guys that I think if you look at his record, he literally wins a fight, loses a fight for probably his last 13 or 14 fights. So he just lost to, I can't remember who he just lost to, but he just lost a fight, which means that he's due for a victory. And Maurice Green may be, maybe tasting defeat. I think it's a pretty evenly matched fight. Maurice may be a brown belt in jiu-jitsu and Marcos may be a black belt, but he's one of those jits players who doesn't use his grappling. He's always trying to knock somebody's head off. So that's a good one. What you think about that one, DJ? Cam?
I'll have to take the Crochet Boss in this fight, man, which is a weird nickname, but to each his own. One of the only problems that Maurice Green has, besides being shaped like a sack of potatoes, is he gasses out a lot in fights. Especially that Greg Hardy fight. I forgot, did he win that fight? No, Greg Hardy won that fight. I think Greg Hardy won that fight.
Yeah,
and they were both gassed out halfway through the second round, man. I've seen a few of his fights, even going back to the Ultimate Fighter. He needs to lay off the beer because he drinks all the way up until time for him to fight. Well, not that night or whatever, but he drinks all through camp. And so I think if he stopped or even cut back drinking, I think that'll help a lot with his cardio. But he has decent striking. He doesn't have great striking. And like you said, I thought he was a purple belt. He must have just leveled up. Must have just got his brown belt. But he has decent grappling. Nothing. I mean, he's a decent fighter. He's just not very technically sound yet, and he gasses out. But he can catch you because he's 6'7" and 260 pounds, which means he cuts down. So he can catch you. Marcos Rogerio de Lima, like you said, DB, he's one of these guys. He could probably beat you easily if he grappled, but he gets in these tough man competitions and he gets in these firefights sometimes, trying to prove how tough he is and trying to rack up some knockouts, because knockouts equal money, but stoppages also equal money. So, excuse me. If he would just use his grappling in this fight, I think he could win, but I don't think he will. I think he'll try to stand and prove a point with Maurice Green. So I have to take Maurice Green in that fight. What you think about the Amanda Hebos and Angela Hill fight, DB?
Ooh, I'm ready for it.
Yes, it's gonna be a good scrap, man.
When is that
Hold on, I'm
fight?
sorry. Go ahead. I started chewing on some grapefruit, man. I'm sorry.
I was just wondering, when is that Angela Hill fight?
It's this Saturday.
Oh,
It's on the same card, man. She's fighting Amanda Hebos, who is she's an up and coming prospect. She actually got TKO'd in her last fight against Marina Rodriguez, the lady who's fighting the karate hottie Michelle Watterson, and that was the first loss of her career. The highlight of Amanda Hebos' career so far is she beat Mackenzie Dern, who is a world-renowned jiu-jitsu player, several-time world jiu-jitsu champion, and she beat her. But I think that was her first fight coming back from having a baby, if I'm not mistaken. So she took advantage of that. And she also choked out the overhyped, one of those girls that the UFC tried to push, who really wasn't that good, Paige Van Zant, who's now fighting over in bare knuckle. She's a pretty girl, but the UFC tried to overhype her, and they kept putting her in there with killers, trying to boost her profile, and she kept getting killed. They put her in there against Thug Rose. Thug Rose elbowed her face off and then choked her out. I think Michelle Watterson beat her, and somebody else beat her up pretty good, man. Besides Amanda Hebos. Trying to remember who else it was. But yeah.
She learned real quick this wasn't for her.
Yeah, I mean, then she'd say foolish things about the UFC, about her wanting more money, but Dana being the guy he is like, listen, I'm putting you in there with the top girls and you're getting your ass whooped. So let's just calm down on that. You haven't even been in position to fight for a belt yet. So let's just calm down on you wanting more money talk. That's why he just let her go in free agency. And she's over there in bare knuckle boxing getting beat up. So like I said, they tried to boost her profile because she was a pretty girl and all the guys 18 to 22 loved her. So, a lot of casual fans loved her, so they tried to push her. She was always overhyped to me. I think she came into the UFC with a record of 4-2 or something like that. So it is what it is. But let's see who else is.
Hey, listen,
Yeah,
I think that has the potential to be fight of the night right there, man.
Yeah.
Because Amanda Hebos, she's pretty good everywhere, but also Angela Hill. Angela Hill's got pretty good takedown defense that she's been working on for the last 2 years. And she's got some good hands. She got cardio. She got heart. And she'll get in there and scrap. And she's super game. And, man, listen, my girlfriend, Mackenzie Dern, if she fought against Amanda Hebos again right now, that fight probably wouldn't go past the first round. Mackenzie would knock her head off and then put her on the ground and sub her. But back to this fight. Yeah, Angela Overkill Hill, man, I hope she gets this victory. And if she does get this victory, I'm going to try my hardest. Even if I go down to San Diego in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to try to get her on the show, man. Try to bring her to the shop and chop it up with her because Angie is super cool.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, is this is not her first fight since she got screwed in the last one, is it?
No.
No.
Yeah, there was a fight after that.
Okay. That's what I thought.
You said Angela fought since her recent loss?
Yeah, she got a win after that, I believe, right?
Oh, she's fighting pretty consistently then, because that wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, she fought. I think she was behind not Israel. She was behind Kevin Holland and another person. She fought 4 times in about a year's time, I believe. Before that, but she's been having a problem getting fights now with girls that beat her before. Nobody wants to go back and fight her because they knew, hey, this girl. Absolutely.
Hey, DB.
She's much better than what I saw in the beginning of her when I first saw her. She got real good.
Hey, DB. What's the
Yes, sir.
likelihood? What's the likelihood of us getting Coach Dewey on the in the boxing section?
Very likely. Very likely. Man, I talk to him almost probably 2 or 3 times a week. So yeah, I mean, he got a lot of fighters that's fighting. So it probably wouldn't be, of course, it wouldn't be at this time because with a lot of fighters being in camp, it would have to be a daytime interview.
For sure, I do daytime interviews on Sundays, player.
Okay, yeah, then I'll hit him up. Just remind me, and I'll hit him up tomorrow, and see if he's available for probably next Sunday.
Man, for sure. I think that'll hype our profile, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
MFW on Sunday.
Yeah, she just fought a couple months ago in March, man. So yeah, she's fighting pretty consistently. She's always one of those girls who she would always take a last minute fight. It didn't matter to her. Like at one point, she was supposed to step in and fight Joanna Jędrzejczyk on short notice because of one of her opponents fell out, but they ended up filling in with someone else.
Hey, I think
I think I remember her saying on a post interview one time that she's always ready. She's ready to fight any notice. But yeah, she's improved so greatly, man. Since I first saw her fight, man, I love watching her fight.
Yeah, we spoke about it. We spoke about it before. Like the reason why these girls don't want to run it back is because they know that she probably won that fight. I know for sure 2 fights that she should have won that went split decision that she should have won, and those girls aren't too eager to run that fight back because they know they escaped a terrible situation for them. They got out with a win, and they're not eager to give her an opportunity again. So they just rather have that win over than give her another chance. If you're better than somebody, if you feel like you're that much better than someone else, why not give them another opportunity?
That fight she recently lost was a questionable fight. From what I
remember.
I
think wasn't it was Michelle Watterson, the girl who's fighting in the girl who's fighting in the main event. I thought she should have won that fight. And I definitely believe she won the Claudia Gadelha fight 2 fights ago. Well, 3 fights ago now, wasn't it? Yeah, because she beat who was it? Ashley Yoder. She just beat Ashley Yoder back in March. So that was 3 fights ago now.
Okay. So I had thought about this when you guys were talking about that card for tonight. Where would you rank all of the different promotions in order, besides taking UFC out of it? Where would you rank the other companies, and where do you think they are like going towards the future with who they got on their rosters right now?
I would say probably Bellator and then 1 PFL and LFA. In that order.
Okay.
Agreed. I don't know how much longer 1 FC is gonna be around because they're hemorrhaging money at this point because they couldn't do anything during COVID because they're a company based in Asia. Based on the continent of Asia, and they fight all throughout Asia. They'll fight in Philippines, China, Japan, wherever. And they didn't have anything going on last year that I don't think I believe so. But they still had to pay these fighters. So and it's hard for them to put on cards now. They're having to get these outrageous cards that have 10, 12 fights on them. And they're having to stack and that's just MMA fights. Then they'll put Muay Thai fights on, and they'll put kickboxing fights on. So they're hemorrhaging money at this point. They're losing a lot of money. They were actually signing a lot of top people when they first came out a few years ago because they had a lot of money to throw out there. But I think the thing with 1 FC, people don't know how good the guys are that they have over there because we don't get to see them. And now with this deal with them being on TNT, we're actually getting to see how good these people are. I mean, you see a guy like Demetrius Johnson go over there and get stopped. And that, that makes you raise an eyebrow, like, hey, how good are these people? And Eddie Alvarez got stopped in his first fight over there. So you look at it as like, hey, these guys are pretty good over here, man. That's what really made me turn ahead to ONE FC. Once I saw Eddie Alvarez get stopped and Demetrius Johnson was in a tough fight, his first fight over there, it's like, oh, these guys are pretty good, man. And then with their hydration test and them not making you, you're not able to cut a whole bunch of weight over there. These guys are actually fighting people their size. You don't get blown up welterweights or blown up middleweights. You're fighting somebody your size. So it's an interesting promotion, but Bellator, I think, is second to the UFC. And then it's ONE, and then it's PFL, and then LFA. Like, speaking of PFL, I thought I was shocked Kamaru Usman's brother lost tonight, man. I really was. Man, I was shocked. I did not see that coming, man. I didn't see it coming. I thought for sure this was gonna be his opportunity. I don't know what his contract is with the PFL. But I thought for sure this was gonna be his next to last fight with that promotion before he finally got that call up to the UFC.
With him having that last name of Usman,
or
just that name Usman attached to him, period. Khabib, the Magomedovs families are also Usmans and the Magomedovs, and they're doing well. There's one in LFA, there's one in the UFC, and there's also Usman that's in Bellator, and they're all rising prospects. You have the king of the welterweight division, which is his brother. Having that name Usman really means a lot. And growing up as a Laker fan, I could just remember every time the Lakers played against anybody, because of the prestige that came with the purple and gold. Every single team played them like it was a playoff game. It could be the second or third game of the season. So the same thing applies. This guy has that last name, and people know that he's Kamaru Usman's little brother. They're going to go out there and give it the best fight of their life. So I didn't see this coming, because I thought that Muhammad would go in there and probably finish this fight and dispatch him easily. But it is what it is, man. It's the fight game.
Yeah.
Unlike boxing, these guys are getting in there fighting the best competition, and if there's a prospect, we get a chance to see who's the best, because these guys are gonna get in there with them and get busy.
Yep. Yeah, that was the shocker of the night for me. I was like, whoa, this guy's really good, man. Because I'd only seen one of Muhammad's fights. And I think he knocked the guy out pretty quick. It was like a 45-second knockout. I was like, oh, Jesus, how long before he's in the UFC raising hell? So, being Kamaru Usman's big little brother, that name carries a lot of weight. Just like you said with the guy in Bellator, I forgot his first name, but he's Khabib's cousin. So that name's gonna carry a lot of weight, man. So there's a lot of expectations on you with that last name, and he's lived up to them. I'm not gonna say he's fallen short, because everybody has their moments in the cage or in the ring or whatever. Some people take losses, but I was shocked at that outcome tonight, man.
Yeah. Salute to Tone Brown and joined in too, Kevin Evans says, and also my brother Jay Dixon. Jay Dixon had a question, or sort of a proposal. He said, I want to see a tournament of champions with all the champions from each promotional company facing each other to see who is the best in a so-called tournament, if you will. Yeah, I think we spoke about that either like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I think we would all like that, man. But unfortunately, there's one person who would not participate in that, and I think we all know who that is.
Yeah, absolutely not. He learned his lesson. What was it? Damn near 20 years ago now, when he sent Chuck Liddell over to Pride, and he got knocked out by Rampage Jackson. So that ended all of that. I think Chuck was the champion at that time, or a contender, and he sent him over there to fight Rampage because they were supposed to send somebody back, and Pride never did. So yeah, I don't think Dana won't do that because he believes his champions. Go ahead, DB. I'm sorry.
No, I would say that also happened with what's Ken Shamrock? Frank Shamrock, and that also happened with who's the coach at in Bettendorf, Iowa?
Pat
What's his
Miletich.
name? He was Pat Miletich. Same thing happened with Pat Miletich. Those guys went over to Pride and it didn't work out the way that the UFC thought it would. So yeah, they're not sending their champions or their best guys nowhere else. As DJ just mentioned, you got Demetrius Johnson, Eddie Alvarez, champions and all-time greats and GOATs. You know, Mount Rushmores of their divisions. Guys go over there and within 2 or 3 fights, these guys get knocked out. So talent is everywhere. Rory McDonald, I mean, it's just all over the place. So yeah, it's talent everywhere, Jay Dixon. But yeah, that would be like a dream come true in MMA.
Yeah. I'd love to see, Patricio Pitbull against Max Holloway. I'd love to see that fight, even though Max Holloway is the uncrowned champ right now, because I believe he won that second Volkanovski fight. But that is what it is. Things happen. You don't let it go to the judges. But I'd love to see that fight. I'd love to see a Michael Venom Page against a Leon Edwards. I'd love to see those fights.
Yes.
Yes. And
I like to see Michael Venom Page against Kevin Holland. I'd like to see that.
Michael Venom Page against Wonder Boy.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. See, I'd love to see those fights, man. Even though those guys aren't champions, I'd love to see some cross promotion events, man. Who else? Nemkov against this against the guy who just fought last week, man. Pacheca. How you say his name?
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. That guy.
That
That'd be a great fight, man. So it's a lot of great fights that could be had, but in that situation, that would be similar to boxing. These guys aren't gonna cross promote.
He get
Well, the UFC isn't gonna cross promote. Bellator actually did with Rising FC or whatever they're called over there. Was it Russia or Japan? I think it's Russia.
Both.
Both. Okay. Yeah.
Japanese
Plus, I don't.
organization run by Russians.
Plus, a lot of these guys from different organizations. Let's just, especially like Rising and maybe ONE FC. They're probably so you got a few of them that are probably a little saucy, and USADA will sniff that out real quick. So I know they're not as strict over in Bellator. I'll say that.
Yeah. What other fights on the bill?
Let's see what we got. We got
what you got here?
Diego Ferreira and Gregor Gillespie.
Woo!
Oh, good fight.
Good fight.
Good scrap. Gregor Gillespie is a hellacious wrestler from New York. I think he's in that same camp with Aljamain Sterling and Chris Weidman and all those guys. Am I right about that, DB? I think he's in that same camp.
He's
not in that.
No. But he's from,
or is he a Tiger Schulman guy?
Yeah, he's a Tiger Schulman guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Good camp though, and I think being in a camp like in Tiger's camp, there's a lot of strikers over there. He can work on his striking, which he needs because his, like he said, DJ said, his wrestling is crazy. He fought against another great Division I wrestler in Kevin Lee, and they took all the wrestling out. Kevin Lee kicked him in his head, knocked him out, and I think this is Gregor's first fight back since getting his head knocked off. But Carlos Diego Ferreira is he's also one of those guys, man. He can go in there and he can beat just about anybody. He got a lot of talent. I think he just lost to Daniil Barrioush, who's getting ready to fight against Tony Ferguson. But before that, I think he had
his card.
No, that's coming up next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's next week.
Yeah. But Gregor in this one, it's crazy because Gregor was actually supposed to fight Brad Riddell. Which is one of Israel's teammates from City Kickboxing in New Zealand. So, and Brad is basically a knockout artist. So that means that Gregor was probably preparing for a lot of heavy hands getting thrown his way. So he's already got the wrestling. If he prepared for his hands, I'm going to take Gregor Gillespie in this fight. But it should be a good one. What you think, DJ?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's getting taken down in this fight, especially with Diego Ferreira's jiu-jitsu and Gregor Gillespie's wrestling. I don't think anybody's going to get taken down in this fight. And if it comes to a firefight, I'll have to take Gregor Gillespie. Like you said, even though he got knocked out by Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee is a damn good fighter, man. I'll be happy when he finally finds a camp and sticks to it, because he was up there with Faraz Sahabi in Canada for a while. Now I think he's moved back down to Texas, if I'm not mistaken, or back out to Vegas. I know he's not with Faraz anymore. So Gregor Gillespie's, like I said, he's a hellacious wrestler. Known for his ground and pound and his striking. His striking is vastly improved in every fight. So, like you said, he was preparing for Brad Riddell, who is also a knockout artist. So, I believe he was getting ready to throw hands either way. So, I'll have to take Gregor Gillespie in that fight. Yeah, leather will be slung around in that fight.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Y'all touched on this Maurice Green, right? Maurice Green.
Yeah.
The first fight. Okay, what about this Neil Magny and Jeff Neal?
Woo! The Haitian sensation against the dentist.
Jeff Neal.
No. The dentist is Darren Stewart. My bad.
Yeah. Jeff Neal is what is Jeff Neal's
He's working
name?
as a waiter.
Is it the real deal?
Texas Roadhouse, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's another one that's got potential to be fighter tonight, because Neal is a long guy. I mean, he may be considered a jiu-jitsu guy. He is a brown belt, and Neil Magny is probably like a blue. I'm pretty sure he's not a purple, but Neil Magny's got. Jeff Neal's got some heavy hands, and he's a scrapper. And Neal was one of those guys with a gas tank, and he's like a spider. You know what I mean? He's like a spider that's just all over you. It's like his limbs are everywhere. And if he gets you down, if he gets a takedown on you, or you get him a takedown and he reverses it and he gets on top of you, he has a great way of holding his position and just to keep moving. He'll go for a submission, not too strong with him, but if he can't get the submission, he'll start punching you, and nothing really heavy, but he's just like a wet blanket. He'll just stay all over you and just frustrate the hell out of you until the round is over. If he gets 2 rounds of that, then that's just his game right there. He's just going to tire you out. And he's training up in Denver, Colorado. So he's up in the mountains. What's the name of the team up there? Elevation, at Elevation Fight Team. And even though Elevation is, I can't remember the person that owns the team Elevation, but all the guys that train with Trevor Whitman, they actually go over there to do their sparring. So Justin Gaethje, Kamaru Usman, Thug Rose, Pat Beard, all those people go over to Team Elevation to do their sparring. So, Neal's got a great team, and he just came off of a loss. He just lost to the number 8 guy.
Chiesa.
Michael Chiesa. So,
Michael Chiesa, yeah.
Yeah. So it's time for Neal to win again, even though Jeff Neal just lost to the karate hottie, to Wonderboy, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Both coming off of L's, but these are 2 good fighters. Their records don't really say how good they are, but this also has the potential to be fight of the night. And I'm taking Neil Magny.
Agreed. You summed it up well, man. Agreed. Neil Magny puts this 100-year storm on you, and if you don't catch him, the storm won't end. He has cardio for days, but unless you're a guy like Michael Chiesa, who could probably take him down and control him, or somebody with heavy hands like who did he lose to? What was his name, man? You know who I'm talking about, DB from Argentina.
Yeah, that just got knocked out by the Chinese guy. Ponzinibbio.
Ponzinibbio. That's it. Yeah. Hit that boy.
Yeah.
So you'll have to catch him and drop him with something to get him off of you. But if you don't do anything to get him off of you, he, like DB said, he's a wet blanket, man. He's all over you for 3 to 5 rounds, and he does not get tired. So, yeah, Neil Magny. And he's huge for that weight class, man. I think he's like 6'3", and he's 6'3".
Yeah.
Weighing 170 pounds. Yeah, he's huge for that weight class, man, and carries it well. So I believe he'll have the reach advantage in that fight. I think he's got one of the biggest reaches in the sport.
Yeah.
I think he's what, 81 inch reach advantage. So
yeah, it's the longest
something
in
like
the
that.
division for sure.
Yeah, longest in the division. Yeah. So yeah, man. I'm gonna take the Haitian sensation in that fight.
Yeah.
Right. This is the last one y'all didn't touch on the main card. Donald Cerrone and Alex Morono.
Oh man! So listen, let me give you a little back about this first, man. So when this fight, when Cowboy was set to fight Diego, and that fight was scrapped a few days ago. I don't know, maybe a week ago or whatever.
Right.
Man, I was hoping for one of the veterans to actually be able to take that fight. I would have liked to see Carlos Condit, Matt Brown, Nick Diaz, what's his doggone name? Rafael Dos Anjos. I wanted to see one of the veterans get a chance to take that fight.
Yeah.
And all of these guys are available. You know what I mean? And so that fight it should have been booked with one of those OGs, man. And let these guys go out. Don't quit putting these dudes in there with these young guns unless somebody's going for a title run. If not, man, let these guys have these good retirement fights that these OGs fight each other. They didn't get the chance to do it 7 or 8 years ago. And you know what I mean? And let them go out that way with some dignity at least. You know, they've all been representing the company for a long time. But you know, they could have Cowboy's a big name. And they could have found a better person for him. They, as a matter of fact, this fight could have been for Randy Jackson, I believe. Rude Boy just beat the Brazilian Cowboy a couple of 2 weeks ago. Didn't take any damage, and that would have been a great fight for him. And you know, they end up finding Alex Morono, who just came off of a loss. He already got about 7 or 8 losses on his record. Not that dynamic, you know. He's a decent fighter, but
you think they're trying to throw Cowboy one after?
Yeah.
Last couple of fights.
He's Dana's boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he went out there and got stage fright and let the little Canelo's cousin, the Irishman, punk him with some shoulder strikes. So. You know, so I think they try to throw him a bone, man. But this should be a pretty easy win for Cowboy because there's no pressure for him, basically. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not a big fight.
Did you see Holland was lobbying for it, right?
Yeah. And that was also something I was like, make the fight happen. Kevin Holland is ready, but.
Yeah, you know, let Kevin Holland get that feather in his cap.
Yeah, and you know, listen, Cowboy slick with submissions, but you know, okay, Kevin Holland is a black belt, man, and you know, listen, there's no wrestling involved basically. So we kickboxing or we grappling, we jitsing it out, and that would have been a great fight. You know what I'm saying? 2 slim, tall guys, run that fight. I don't think Cowboy said no because he told Dana, you know, what do you want me to do? And so I think Dana wanted to throw him a bone and have that fight. But yeah, I got Cowboy. What you say, DJ?
Yeah, man, I really want Cowboy to win this fight, man, and not go out on his back. Dana wanted him to retire after that last fight. I think it was after who did he fight last? Wasn't it Pettis? And he lose to Anthony Pettis last? Via split decision, or was it somebody else? I think it was Pettis, but you know he fights every other week, so it's that's why Dana loved him, man. That's why Dana loves him. He was one of those guys, you know, 2 days notice, 3 days notice, 2 weeks notice. He don't, you know, he just coming off of a win or off of a loss, and he tell Dana, "Hey, put me right back in there, man. I want another fight." He fought 5 times in 1 year before, so you know he alternate wins and losses, but. Now it's come to a point where I think he's lost 4 straight or 5 straight or something like that. And Dana's ready for him to retire. He's like, okay, I'm going to give you this fight against Diego Sanchez. somebody who you used to train with, somebody who you're really familiar with, and that you could probably, beat pretty easily. I'm going to give you this fight, but Diego tried to, whatever the situation was with that. There's several stories out about that, and Diego's going through some things right now in his personal life, and it trickled over into his professional life. So they pulled him from that fight, and the UFC actually cut him. But I'd really like to see Donald Cowboy Cerrone go out on his feet, not on his back. I think this would be a great retirement fight for him. After this fight, win, lose, or draw, I think he should retire, man. You've had a great run. You don't have any more championship runs in you. You have the most wins, or I think he's tied for the most wins in UFC history. So let's just call it a career after this, man, no matter what happens.
Yeah. So where y'all want to go? Did y'all want to touch on the undercard, or you guys want to get into that next pay-per-view?
Bellator has some fights this Friday.
Bellator? Okay, you get into
yes,
that.
sir.
Yeah, let me pull that up. Hold on.
I know the main event is the Spaniard Archuleta against Sergio Pettis, and they're fighting for the bantamweight title over in Bellator. And Sergio is the younger brother of Anthony Pettis. He's strung together a few good wins over in Bellator since moving over there, and now he's in a position to fight for the title. He's going to fight Adam Archuleta, who was once on a, what was it, DB? It was some crazy win streak. Was it like 15, 16 straight fights he won before he lost? Some crazy like that, man.
14 fights.
Yeah. It was some crazy win streak he was on, man, before he finally lost. But how did he get the belt? Did he I thought he lost his opportunity for the belt and somebody moved up. I'm trying to remember, man.
Oh, this is that Rumble Johnson card.
Yeah,
man, I was talking on mute. My bad. I had the phone on mute and I was talking for a long time.
Oh, they found Rumble a replacement? They found Rumble a replacement?
Yeah, they did.
Oh man, I'm late. Oh, I'm late as hell. I didn't know I thought he was still off there. I didn't know if they found him a replacement or not, man. I'm late. God, man, yeah, easy work. I don't care who it is. Yeah, looking forward to seeing Rumble fight, but I'm also looking forward to see Michael Venom Page return to the cage, man, in that welterweight tournament, and see if he can make his way back to avenge his only loss of his career by the hands of Douglas the Phenom Lima. So yeah, I'm ready to see Michael Venom Page back in the cage again, man. I think this is like his third fight since he lost last. And
if you want a show, Michael Venom Page is going to give you a show.
Huh? Yeah, he's going to give you a show, man. He's one of those characters that you get wrapped up in all the theatrics and what he's doing. But if you look at his kickboxing technique and his karate technique, it's solid, man. And he's gonna give you a show regardless. A lot of guys get trapped by his movement and what he's doing and and everything he's doing inside the cage, but you get lulled to sleep by all this herky-jerky motion that he's doing and all his showboating. Next thing you know, you're eating a front kick to the face, or you're eating a smooth right hook or a right straight in your sleep, or you cut open, and or you eat a knee to the face, and he caves your skull in like he did with Cyborg Santos.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Michael Venom Page is a character, man. I wish more people knew who he was. DB?
Oh, you just said it right there, man. I can't add nothing nothing intellectual to that right there. I'm excited to see Michael Venom Page. He's one of my favorite showmen in mixed martial arts, period. He doesn't have to you got a guy like Conor McGregor. He's not a showman, he's just a trash talker. You know what I mean? And he crosses the line with the things that he says in terms of his trash talk. But, he's got I don't know. I would say in terms of like devastating knockouts, just the Jose Aldo one. I don't, I don't see many other ones that are like, wow, that Cowboy Cerrone, that was whatever. But
yeah,
you take a guy like MVP, Michael Venom Page. He's a showman in the cage. He don't talk a whole lot. He'll talk his little trash, but all his showboating is there inside the ring. He'll hit you with a 3-piece, and then he'll do a little dance, and then he'll back up, and he's focused on the fight though. He'll stay focused on the fight, and when it's all said and done, he's gonna give you a great post-fight performance or a little dance or something. Definitely one of the top 5. I think Israel is number 1, and MVP is definitely in the top 5 though. I don't even know who I put in there. We have to do a show on that. The best showman in MMA. We have to do a show on that. Top 10 showman.
The best showman.
Best showman. Cam, you and Kyle, y'all gotta put that on the bill, man. We gotta do that in the next couple of weeks. The best showman, top 10 showman in mixed martial arts.
Okay.
I mean, we'd have to go all the way back to Carlos Newton with that. Carlos Newton, Shoney Carter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We gotta do a whole show though. We gotta do a whole show.
Yeah. Something else we were talking about the other night, man. I believe Mark Nash brought it up. A subject for the show one day would be robbery or good scrap. Was it a good fight or was it a robbery? And that ended in decision. So we'd have to do the MMA version of that too. Say was let me think of one. Let me think of one for MMA. Just throwing this one out there. George St. Pierre against
Johnny Hendricks.
Johnny Hendricks. Was that a robbery or a good scrap?
Robbery for me.
John Bones Jones against Alexander Gustafsson, the first fight. Was it a robbery or just a good scrap?
Good scrap.
Yeah. See, I think we did that with boxing, with a few boxing fights the other night. I said Triple G versus Canelo 1 was a robbery, but some guys thought it was just a good scrap.
You know what? I had a question I thought about the other day for you guys about after watching that Reyes fight and seeing how his last few fights have gone, and then arguably people say John Jones lost to him. What do you think factors into that?
I think DB. Go ahead, Cam.
Just like, what do you think factors into that? Like, do you think it was just a part on John not really being there that day? Maybe he took a little bit out of Reyes after that fight. Maybe he's not as good as we thought he was. Maybe John's took a step back.
No, remember when I was talking about Usman's brother?
Uh-huh.
And I said that anybody fights him, it's their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Anybody that fights against John Jones, sorry for the echo. Anybody that fights John Jones is gonna have the best camp of their life. They're not having sex. They're eating the right food. They're not smoking. They're not drinking. They're not partying. The only thing that they're doing more of that they didn't do before was the interviews, because they get more attention. But outside of that, they are 100% dialed in and focused. And Dominic has been beating a lot of guys that have been middleweights that have just come up to 205.
I was just about to say that too. Go ahead, DB.
Yeah. And he hits hard, but I don't see him as a great fighter. And you made a good point. Did John take something out of him? I believe so. And the third thing is John Jones is the GOAT. So whenever somebody has a good fight with John or a close fight, immediately, because he's got a ton of haters, they're going to say that John lost the fight. So Alexander Gustafsson fought John Jones in that first fight. People was just so used to seeing John dominate that when he didn't dominate Alexander Gustafsson right off the bat, it was like, whoa, Gustafsson, this was closer than we thought. Gustafsson could have won that fight. And I think the same thing happened with with Dominic Reyes. But listen, John is the GOAT. Until he gets in there with Francis and get his head knocked off. But
yeah, we'll talk about that if and when the day comes. But I believe it's what you've been saying, DB. It's these guys Super Bowl, like they get up for John Jones, but also in the reverse, I think John's been playing with his food. I think he's been unmotivated to fight guys like Dominic Reyes and Anthony Smith and Oben St. Preux and Thiago Santos. I don't think they really motivated John. I think he was out there just trying to pad his legacy because these are the guys who were supposed to be the next up. And I don't believe in the rub. Like some people believe in the rub. I don't believe being in there with John Jones made them better fighters. Some people believe that. I don't. I believe that these guys got up for that one fight, similar to when in college football, when you see a unranked team beat the number 3 team in the country. I believe they got up for that one day, and at the end of the season, you look up and they got 5 losses. So you look at a guy like Anthony Smith, who's taken some loss. He took 2 or 3 losses after that John Jones fight. You look at Dominic Reyes. He's been knocked out twice after the John Jones fight. You look at Thiago Santos. I think he's been stopped a couple times after that John Jones fight. So it's partially those guys getting up to fight for a championship, but it's also, I believe, John's been playing with his food. He's been going in there, just kind of going through the motions and doing enough just to win, and not really trying to get those guys out of there.
Okay. Yeah, I like
great
that.
Great points.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. After looking at this Bellator card, I might be more excited to watch this because this Patricky Pitbull, I know I've heard his name a lot. I haven't got to see him fight yet. The guy y'all were just talking about, what was his name? Michael Page.
Michael Page.
I heard his name a few times. I'm excited to see him. So yeah, I'm excited about this Bellator right here.
Didn't you see Pitbull? Yeah, because Pitbull just fought a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I think this is a younger brother, Patricky, not Patricio.
Yeah, but you're right though.
It's Patricky, not Patricio.
I did watch Patricio. You're right.
Yeah, they have similar fighting styles, man. It's just Big Brother's a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, he's more of a pit bull.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go through the chat. Who's got some questions? Brother Boxing Talk. Brother Boxing Talk MVP is the man. Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira. Who do you have? Oh, man. I'm gonna take Charles Oliveira in that fight. I don't think because I think at some point Michael Chandler's gonna make the mistake of trying to take him down. And if you know anything about Charles Oliveira, you know he's a as DB would say, a human anaconda. He's long for the division. I think he's 5'10", 5'11". And once he gets those long arms wrapped around your neck or those long legs wrapped around your neck, or he catches you in a joint submission, like an arm bar, I think he's either going to take a limb. I got him winning by submission. I think Michael Chandler at some point is going to make the mistake of trying to take him down because Charles Oliveira's striking has gotten drastically better since he fought a guy like Max Holloway a few years ago and a guy like Anthony Pettis. But even though they beat him, he's gotten a lot better. You see the wins that he put together against Tony Ferguson, Kevin Lee. You know, he's beaten some good guys at this 155-pound division, man. So I got Charles Oliveira in that fight.
Easy for me, Charles Oliveira, absolutely.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Aaron24 said John beat Gustafsson, clearly the first fight. Yeah, I thought he won the fight too, but you had a lot of people thinking that Gustafsson did enough in those first 2 rounds to win the fight. I thought John started to come on in that third fight. He started to wake up and realize, hey, this guy's trying to kill me, man. Even though, you know, you hear people say John didn't train for that fight at all. All he did was cut weight and come into the cage. He didn't train up until like 2 weeks before the fight. So, you know, that might have had something to do with it, because when they ran it back, John finished him in 2 rounds. Yeah. So I
don't think those haters, those naysayers, those detractors, I don't think they really believe that John Jones lost that fight. I just feel like those people hate so much that they want to have an argument. They want to be able to say that John is not the GOAT. They want to say that. They always want to have an argument. No matter what they do, they wanted to pump up Chuck Liddell until he got knocked out 15 times in a row at the end of his career. You know, they wanted to say it was Matt Hughes at first, and then Matt Hughes was getting smashed by BJ Penn and got kissed on his lips like a little broad. They wanted to say George St. Pierre, and George St. Pierre ran when USADA came. George St. Pierre got smashed by Johnny Hendricks. George St. Pierre came back and didn't want to fight as a welterweight. George St. Pierre didn't want to fight against Anderson Silva. So every time they have these guys, they want to keep pumping them up. They wanted it to be Conor McGregor, you know, and of course that you see how that worked out, right? Conor McGregor gets in there with big competition. He doesn't have the same kind of gas tank. They hated Khabib Nurmagomedov because he was Russian, because he was Muslim. They hated his guts. And all of a sudden, you know, when talks started to come up about Demetrius Johnson, John Jones, Israel Adesanya, Kamaru Usman, immediately they switched to, okay, now we're not going for these Black Americans. Let's go for a Russian that's Muslim, but we hated his guts 2 years ago. You see how it just keeps getting twisted? The narrative just keeps changing. And that's why I tell my brother Fred, it is about color. It is about race, because it's always going to keep, they're always going to keep spinning the wheel, and always going to keep on twisting the narrative so that it works in their favor. You know, so that's why our guys just have to continuously win, no matter what. So and shout out to my brother Aaron Tufo Jersey in the building.
Yeah, and then you get a lot of these like, it's a lot of them I don't even bother following, man. You get a lot of these MMA outlets who John might have cussed out in an interview or something because they asked a question that he didn't like. And all of a sudden he's all kind of D-bags, and you know, he's all these type of negative things, but you're taking it personal in a professional setting. And I believe that also has a lot to do that and they listen to guys like Joe Rogan, even though Joe Rogan knows what he's talking about, and I don't think he plays favorites, he can oversell a fight. Joe Rogan can put some but I think he's just trying to do his job, trying to hype the fights, trying to get people interested, trying to grow the sport. But at the same time, he can put a little extra sauce on a lot of these fights, man. It's like, yeah, that fight's not going to be close, Joe. What are you talking about? I don't see it. Speaking of Conor McGregor, they matched him up really well when he was coming up. They kept him away from a guy like Frankie Edgar at that time when he was fighting at featherweight. They kept him away from Frankie Edgar, a guy who could wrestle and who could box with him and had iron chin at that point, had never been stopped. So they kept him away. And also a former champion from a division up at 155. He was probably 152 pounds fighting guys that were coming down to fight him at 155. So they kept him away from Frankie Edgar when Frankie Edgar was out here fucking murking. And they would match him up short notice with a guy like Chad Mendez, who probably would have full camp, probably could have beaten him because he was giving him problems until he gassed out because he didn't have a full camp. And Nate Diaz said it best: "You made your name off beating up midgets." you know. So, you know, it's also they match these guys up really well too, man, to try to really build their profile.
Yep.
Why didn't Chad Mendez get a rematch with McChicken? Because they wanted to get Conor McGregor in there with Jose Aldo. Now, I was one of those guys who lost a lot of money on their fight because I took Jose Aldo. I thought Jose Aldo was going to kick his fucking legs off. But the fight ended in 13 seconds. I was pissed. to say the least. I lost a good bit of money on that fight. Let's see what else. Yeah, see, Aaron 24. That's exactly why I watch fights on mute. I don't listen to the commentary at all. Now I watch the post-fight. I watch the pre-fight and post-fight stuff. But I don't. But while the fights are going on, I don't watch them. I watch them on mute because I don't want to. I don't want these guys to try to influence what I'm seeing. I want to see what I'm seeing, if that makes sense. It's like I see this guy really not getting hit with stuff, but he's busy. And so if I was a judge, if I was a judge, I'd be seeing that. And I don't know if the judges hear the commentary. I don't think they do. But if they did, like, that would sway my decision as well. So I like to just watch the fights without commentary. I'll listen to the post-fight stuff and like, okay, yeah, that's what I saw too, Daniel, or that's what I saw too, Dominic, or Paul Felder, or whoever's on the desk at that time. Yeah, or I didn't see it that way. I didn't think he was getting off like that. I didn't think he was controlling him like you say he was.
Hey, y'all, I found two comments from earlier that I was looking at. Eli Zachary and then Aaron got another one. We'll start with this one right here. I'm interested to see where PFL goes since Marshawn Lynch became part of ownership. Will there be a change in surge and branding? Did y'all know that Marshawn was involved with the PFL?
Yeah, I believe we touched on that last week, man. It all depends on whether or not they decide to make Marshawn Lynch a public face of the company. Now, if he's just a silent partner or just not really silent but if he's just a partner financially, that's not gonna really help that much. But if he's out and promoting the company and trying to and going on ESPN or other various platforms, or going on his social media and really trying to hype these fights up, that could help him a lot, man. A recognizable face like Marshawn Lynch really helps.
Yeah. I think they need to put him at the desk with whoever's doing it now.
You got to know the fight though.
If he just, sure. I would keep it professional also with whoever you got on there, but add him in there for some flavor. I've seen him do he did karate. I watched him do a karate commentary. He was pretty good.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah, he commentates.
Wait, what? He did what now?
Yeah, karate.
Really? Marshawn Lynch?
Yeah, he did karate.
From Oakland.
Karate. Not promoting, but like commentating on it.
Yeah, play-by-play.
Yeah, there you go.
Really?
Wow.
Yep. I seen that. He's done hockey, a couple other things, I believe, also.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, well, all right then. So get him at the desk like Snoop Dogg for Trilla. Like Snoop Dogg for Trilla is absolute comedy to me. It is absolutely hilarious. And I think if they could get him to the desk and he could add a little flair to it, I think that would be good for PFL, man. I really would.
Yeah. And then here you go right here. Aaron 24 got another one right here. Hold on, move that. How y'all feel about Stipe gaining weight and try to run it back? Is that happening? Is he trying to run it back?
No, Stipe's gonna be out for a while. He's gonna be out for a while, man.
Okay. He just asking the question if he was.
Yeah, he didn't say he wanted to run it back. He just said that he wanted to gain weight. He said he wanted to get up to 250 and then kind of see, he made some silly little comment. But listen, man, I'm gonna tell you this.
Here we go.
Hey, man, listen. Once upon a time in a land far, far away, in the cradle of civilization, in the place that we call the motherland, there was a place called Africa. And in Africa, there's a place in Central Africa called Cameroon. And there was a beast that was born, and they call him the Predator. He made his way through Europe and finally made his way to the great United Snakes of America.
United Snakes. I'm sorry, I'm not on mute. Go ahead.
And he found his way in combat sports. And he found the great Dewey Cooper and Coach Eric and the champion Kamaru Usman. And he got serious about his fighting, and with cardio, hard leg kicks, takedown defense, and the hardest punch that you'd ever see come from a human being. This guy, at this point, for a guy like Stipe, it just won't happen. Stipe has no win. The only two people that have a shot of beating this guy, like right now, is John Jones, and I said a possibility. It's John Jones and a Derek Lewis. And Derek Lewis has already beat him, or he's got a win over him, not necessarily a beat, but Derek Lewis is the king of knockouts. He got the most tie for the most knockouts in the UFC history. Got the most in heavyweight history. Derek Lewis has missiles in his hands, and he can touch you after getting beat up, after gassing out at the end of a fight. His power carries, so he can hit you and put your lights out too. And John Jones just has the moxie. He's got the winner attitude and mentality. And even if he's getting beat up, his fight IQ is so freaking high. He knows how to find a way to pull out a win. So I don't see many other dudes being able to compete today, unless Francis gets extremely arrogant and big-headed in his training and then starts slacking because he's already reached the mountaintop. But I don't see that happening, especially with Central and West Africa on his back, and also representing for the diaspora. I think right now it's in Stipe's best interest to do what he's been doing.
I like that word. Spell that for me. I like that word. Diaspora. I like that word.
Yeah. Nice. DISPORA.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the private chat. I'll look that up.
All right.
I like that word. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I like that word.
Okay. No worries. But I think that it's in Stipe's best interest to continue doing what he's been doing, and that's fighting once a year and spending time pretending that he's
fighting fires.
That he's fighting fires. In a
the man
town
out here saving lives, DB. The man is out here saving lives. Okay.
That's what he says. But I'm a true hater. So whenever I find stuff like this, I start looking for all of the details. So he's not on schedule. He can come in when he wants to. So he's just extra help. You understand? So when he try to make it seem like, oh, he's down there and he's sleeping at the firehouse for a week. No, he's not. He comes in when he wants to come in. And when you're in a small town, we all seen Green Acres. We all seen the Andy Griffith Show, right? We all seen the show with the Mamas and the Papas. We know how these places work. Bonanza. We know how these shows work. These small towns that you live in. Everybody know you, so you can do what you want to do. You the heavyweight champion of the world, and you in a small town. Get the hell out of here. Talking about you do that, man. You a part-timer that volunteer at the firehouse. But not only that, when COVID came out, they was talking about he was a what do you call those? An essential worker? No. What's the other word for people with paramedics? What do they call them?
First responder.
First responder. There you go. First responder. Right. So I started looking up the details of COVID, the deaths, and also the not just the death rate, but the what do you call it? The contraction stats. And there's 52 states. There's 50 states in the United Snakes of America. And I looked at them, and they stayed in the 40s, in the mid 40s. So they were number 42, number 48, number 45. They stayed in the 40s. And the lowest they got was down to like 38, which means that nobody in that little small town was catching COVID. So it wasn't like he had much work to do. You understand? So this guy was at home with his wife and his daughter, like he mentioned several times in the interview. You know, and Granny say, when people tell you who they are, show you who they are, believe them. and he showed us that he didn't want to fight.
He's pretty comfortable at home.
That's right, and I'll finish with this right here. There's guys in the top 10 right now, and you can look at anybody can pull up the top 10 heavyweights right now, and I can guarantee you will only find one guy in the top 10 that Stipe Miocic has fought, and he just lost to that guy. So, they talk about this guy being the GOAT, and he's got the most title defenses. Listen, man, the guy's fighting the same people or the same person 2-3 times. He's not going back and fighting guys. And if you look again, too, and everything I'm telling you is fact, he hasn't fought one of those guys that he's beaten in their prime. So if anybody want to dispute that, I'm down for it right here. But all we're going to be doing is just pulling up stats and going, oh, okay. I know what I'm talking about.
Let's stay here while you, since you were talking about the Derek Lewis, that's the next fight for Francis, right? Is that official?
Supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly.
Okay, so how do you see that playing out?
That's the one fight I did not want to see again. Both of these dudes are huge stars at this point, and I hate to see the as Rampage Jackson called it, it's gonna be some black on black crime.
Right.
I didn't want to see that at this moment. I wanted to see Stipe come back and have to fight against John Jones or Derek Lewis, specifically, or more leaning towards John Jones. But Derek Lewis wants to be active. Again, this ain't boxing. You know what I'm saying? These dudes want to fight. The brothers want to fight. They'll talk about money a little bit, but they don't spend time doing that. They want to get in there and fight. It's about feeding that competitive spirit too. So again, I can't see nobody beating Francis right now, man. Unfortunately, and I love Derek Lewis, but this one's gonna hurt my heart.
Yeah, this is kind of like for me. This is when John Jones and Daniel Cormier were fighting. Man, I didn't want to see them fight, man, because it's like watching your best friend and your brother fight. It's kind of that situation. So that's how I feel about the Francis and Derek fight. The first fight they had, if you want to call it that, was uneventful to say the least, but both of those guys were dealing with things coming into that fight. Derek had a bad back, so he really wasn't trying to push the issue, but at the same time, Francis was gun shy because he had just come off of that first loss against Stipe. So he really wasn't too eager to trade, because when he tried to trade in that first fight, he was getting taken down and just not a whole lot of damage was done, but he gassed out in that fight, and he was worried about gassing out again. So I believe this fight will be different. These guys, they'll actually fight this time. This is Derek Lewis's not Stipe, Lord have mercy. Like Francis, this is also his second time around fighting for the title. He actually lost to Daniel Cormier. What was it, 3 years ago now? Daniel Cormier beat him for the heavyweight title a few years ago. So I believe this fight will be different, man. In my opinion, whoever gets touched first is going to sleep.
Yeah.
Does this fight go to the ground?
No, absolutely not.
Whoever goes to the ground is going to be sleeping
first. That guy's going to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, whoever goes to the ground first is going to be the person falling asleep.
Yeah. So. Okay, yeah, man. I hate that they're fighting, but I'm also excited for that fight. I want to see Derek Lewis as champion, man. I want to see. I'm sorry.
Right.
I want to see Derek Lewis as champion. I want to see him get up there and talk his Houston, Texas shit when he gets that belt. So.
Yeah, DJ, one of the things that makes me so mad, man, is they are quick to give Derek Lewis his shot right now. But when Stipe was holding the belt, they didn't want to give Derek Lewis that shot.
Yeah, and it was because they wanted to do that trilogy with Daniel Cormier, man. And Stipe was talking about he had it, and also during that time after this, I believe after the second fight, Stipe was talking about he had an injured eye. You know, I'm not privy to his medical records, so I don't know how true that is. But he said he had an eye injury, and that's why the fight drug out. It was supposed to fight later on that year, but it drug out for a year because Stipe said he had an injury, and but he also wanted that third fight. So.
Yeah, so let me just also, you know, with me being the
Stipe hater, call it what it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
hey, mama.
Yeah.
DB
there go
ain't no
DB,
Stipe
ain't no
again.
Stipe again. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, right? So, baby girl was a physician. You know what I'm saying? And Shorty is an MP. And another Shorty is a DON. So, and of course, you guys know my degrees in physiology, right? Masters of Science. Yeah. Masters of Science in Physiology with emphasis on dietetics. But listen.
Yeah, my degree don't say all that, but go ahead.
But so when it comes to stuff like these injuries and stuff like that, right? I'm in pretty good company. Mine is also, my parents are both doctors too. So let's keep it all in perspective. So
slight flex. Go ahead.
Slight flex. But I say that just to say, and it ain't really
yes, sir.
But I just say that to say I know when people start talking about these injuries, I'm in good company. I'm in a good circle to be able to figure it out. You understand? Yeah. So when Stipe had this eye injury and he was out for like 6 months, more like his rectum, because I'm saying he's a retina tear. The surgery is a quick surgery, and in 6 to 8 weeks you are completely healed.
Really?
So 6 weeks is how many months is that?
It's like what, month and a half, 2 months,
right? So 8 weeks is what, 2 months, right?
2 months, yeah.
2 months. So in 2 months, he's ready to go, completely healed. Okay, training camps, how long?
Was it 8 to 12 weeks, maybe?
8 to 12 weeks, right? Yeah.
So
heavyweights don't have to cut that much. So they can do an 8 week. It ain't like they're doing. They relying on power. Okay, so 8 weeks. So that's another 2 months. So 4 months, he should have been fighting. The guy's out for a year and 3 months because he's pretending to be a first responder, and he know that people's gonna fall for the BS because he's the mayonnaise nation champion.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he was trying to stall DC out a little bit. Because didn't DC make him wait?
But it wasn't stalling DC out.
Yeah. DC was trying to get that Brock Lesnar fight. He was trying to cash in on that cheddar.
But you gotta realize,
want to run it back.
No, I think he was stalling out Francis. Francis that came off of these four crazy knockouts. And Francis was like, nah, I'm waiting for my title shot. You know, I'm not taking another fight now. I knocked out 4 guys all within the first round. Like, nope, I'm waiting on this dude. So he was waiting on Francis to take another fight. Hopefully Francis loses and he don't got to fight this dude again. He knew what was coming.
Right.
Shout out to box fans, my Compton bro in the building. What up? Yeah, so.
All right. So when you were talking about how hungry Derek Lewis was to fight, it took me somewhere. Do you think the formula that, because you said something about the boxers not fighting like 1 time a year, do you think, well, I'm not even sure if this is fact or not, so you'd have to let me know, but is the pay scale so great that they can afford to fight 1 time a year? Or do you think it's just a really like not a urgency to want to get in there?
Wait, say it again. I didn't catch the whole question. Are you saying? Did you say? Let me represent your question well. Did you? Okay. Are you saying that?
Let me try to run it back for you. So,
okay.
Is it how the pay scale for the UFC? We know that they're not making the greatest money. Boxing, on the other hand, you said that the boxers only fight 1 time a year. So I feel like the UFC guys are more urgent to get in there to get a paycheck, right? And then on the flip side, do you think it's the fact that the boxers are making enough money to not have to be as urgent, or do you think it's a lack of urgency, period, that they don't want to get in there?
Got it. Okay.
So you got this one, DB?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of ways we can look at it. I think number one is heavyweights typically get paid more than everybody else. Okay. If there's a UK fighter, UK fighters have a lot of fans that support them. Mexican fans, if they have a good fighter who's undefeated and he's under the lights, he'll have a lot. Or if you are a PBC fighter, if it's one of those three, then you're probably getting paid pretty decent. Outside of that, the guys are not. So those guys are getting paid enough to where they, listen, Deontay Wilder can sit back. I mean, he just collected $30 million in the last year and a half. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury, same thing. Anthony Joshua. Those guys will never have to fight again in their life. You know what I'm saying? So they can take their time to take a fight. The guys in the UFC, they're not making as much as the premier boxers. No pun intended, Al Heyman. They're not making as much as the premier boxers, but they're making more money than they've ever.
You might have hit your mute.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry about that. But they are making more money. The MMA fighters are making more money than they've ever made in their life, especially when they get to the level of being a top 10 fighter or a title challenger or whatever. But I think it's just the spirit of the people who are fighting MMA. The spirit of those guys are just more willing to mix it up, than the guys who are boxing. Also, I think this is a relatively new thing with boxing. These guys saw Floyd Mayweather, and you keep hearing that word, the Mayweather blueprint. They seen that Floyd amassed, nearly $1 billion by boxing, and it all came because he was the beloved Olympian, and he became the bad guy. So they say, oh, you can be the bad guy and people want to see you lose. As long as you keep an undefeated record, this is how it goes. So they want to fight mid-level competition, a bum, a taxi cab driver, mid-level competition, and then fight one good fighter. And then they'll say, oh, I got 3 good fights on my resume. They'll name the names. You know what I mean? In MMA, it's the complete opposite. You heard DJ mentioning all of these names. Every time he mentions a fighter, he say they fought this person and that person and that person. These MMA fighters, they take a L and they can keep fighting. I mean, I don't know, man. That's a pretty complex question, and I guess there's levels and layers to the answer. But I think it's just the spirit of the fighter, man, and not necessarily just the money for those guys. Why they want to keep getting in there fighting.
Yeah.
To put it in perspective, Kamaru Usman, the welterweight champion of the world, the welterweight king, his guaranteed purse for the last fight was $700,000.
Wow.
His I think he got an extra $60K for pay-per-view points. His total payout for his last fight was $1.5 million. Jorge Masvidal's total payout for that last fight was $800,000. You get Zhang Weili, who was the champion at that time. Her guaranteed purse was $350,000. Rose Namajunas, her guaranteed purse was $280,000, and she's the champion now.
Crazy.
So
wow.
It's the champions like a Kamaru Usman or a John Jones. Now John Jones is different because he was he had a back when they were able to have sponsors, he had a Gatorade deal, he had a Nike deal, so he's still spending that money. So he's cool. He's cool with laying out a year and a half, 2 years. because he's got the money, and when he fights, he makes good money. You look at somebody like Conor McGregor, coming off that Floyd fight. He made $100 million reportedly off of that Floyd fight. He doesn't have to fight again. So you get the top guys or the top ladies in the sport. They really don't have to fight more than once a year if they don't want to, because they're making decent money as champion and they get pay-per-view points. But you get the prospects like these Ultimate Fighter contracts. I forgot who laid it out, man. It was somebody who was on the Ultimate Fighter and had won. They laid out these Ultimate Fighter contracts like the UFC was propping it up. You get a 6-figure contract with the UFC if you win. But what they don't tell you is that 6-figure contract is over the entire contract. Say like your first fight in UFC, you're probably going to make $13,000 for your first fight. You're going to make 13 and 13 to show up and make weight, and $13K if you win. So that's a total of what, $26K for a fight. So yeah, I want to fight 4 times a year. I need to fight 4 times a year. So, but as you progress in the sport and you get bigger in the sport and you renew your contract, and it all depends on fanfare with the UFC. Dana White's all about who can sell. Who can sell? It doesn't matter what your record is, doesn't matter what weight class you're in. Can you sell? How many pay-per-views can you sell? How much merch can you sell? So that's that also ties into.
Yeah, you guys made great points. I think you guys are totally right. The mindset to get in there to even participate in that sport is just, I think you gotta just be different. So, I think they just really going out there and just going to get it. To think you going in there to fight for that little bit of, I mean, even like the amateur fights, I think I heard people like saying they fought for like $200 purses and whatnot when they were first coming up. I'm like, man, to go do that, you're a different type of animal.
Yeah, I think John Jones said he made $500 his first amateur fight. $500, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so here in California, I know in our fight purses, most of the time, if you're not not the main event or the co-main event, you fight for $750 and $750. So it's you get $750 to fight and another $750 to win. So you fight for $1,500. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's pennies, and you got to sell your own tickets. You know what I'm saying? So the promoter will give me tickets. Like, yeah, here go 50 tickets. Get these off. And if I sell all of the tickets, then that'll give me a little, they'll give me a little bonus, a couple of $100, but nothing crazy, So
the hospital is more than that.
Right. And then that's just their payout. Then you got to think about they've had to pay for a camp. They got to pay their managers, all types of stuff, and then the taxes then you got to pay the athletic commission, then you got to pay the taxes and whatever. It's crazy how that works too. I think that works also in all sports, but you got to pay the taxes in the state that you live in. But you got to pay the taxes for the state that you fight in. Say like if you fight in California, you got to pay California taxes. If you fight in Vegas, you got to pay Vegas taxes. That's why nobody wants to fight New Zealand and Australia, because from what Uriah Hall said, they take an outrageous amount of money in taxes over in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of guys don't want to fight in California either.
Yeah, a lot of guys don't want to fight in California, New York. You hear a lot of people, let's take it to Vegas. I don't think Vegas is as bad as California and New York. But yeah, man, you got to pay the taxes from that state that you're fighting in. So even if you live in Texas or Florida, where they have no state taxes, guess what? You fought in California, so now you got to pay federal and state taxes to California. Wow. They take that out of your check.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like send my check to the crib, y'all.
Man, them checks so small, man. Them checks so small when they hand it to you, you still got hand wraps on. You know what I mean? You just pulled your gloves off, whatever. You got to do 2 or 3 little interviews with the local newspaper or whatever, or little local MMA sites. Man, you hand your check to anybody, man. A little measly $750, man. You don't even care about it, man. You just like, somebody hold this check for me.
Here.
Yeah, you walking around hugging everybody and saying what's up to all your peoples and thanking them for coming. Man, them checks be measly. But yeah, man, those dudes be in the grind for so long, when they finally start making, a check for $250,000, even though it ain't big money compared to, to some of the premier boxers. If you look at a Manny Pacquiao, a Floyd Mayweather, a Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, those guys have been touching millions. These guys touch a check for 125 to fight and 125 to win. They walk away with $250,000. In their mind, they're not looking at the worth. They're just looking at, I just grossed a $250,000.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah, they gotta
And
get.
then a little perspective on that. How much did Errol make for his last fight as champion in boxing? So, and think about it. Kamaru Usman is also a long reigning champion. So is Errol Spence. 2 different sports. How much did Errol Spence make for his last fight?
2 welterweight champions from Texas, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Kamaru Usman is getting more comfortable being at the top. I've been watching his newer interviews, and he seems a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, people are starting to warm up to his personality. They're not seeing he's this boring fighter that everybody thought he was. People are starting to warm up to his personality. Like when he was coming up, I didn't think he was a boring fighter at all. I was like, oh fuck, he's mauling people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get the casual fans out here who want to just see guys go in there and slang and bang it out, or they want to see knockouts. They don't appreciate somebody taking somebody down, and that's why they hated Khabib. Khabib was a quote unquote boring fighter. I was like, no, do y'all not see this? He's mauling people. Like this guy has a 1,000-mile stare. He don't know what in the hell's going on right now. Why he can't get up.
Oh, man.
And he's getting his face, and Khabib and Kamaru were trying to turn their face in the suit. So it's crazy how people don't really understand what they're looking at when it comes to MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fellas, I'm gonna have to, man, my phone going down, and I still got to do my lessons, man, before the sun come up. So I'm gonna have to break out, man. But I want to say thank you, man. I know Kyle in the background listening. Salute to the boxing section, my brother Kyle, my brother Cam, my MMA brother DJ. I know Santos in the back somewhere taking a nap while he on the road, pulled over on the side somewhere. And let me see who in the chat, man. My brother Jay Dixon, salute to you. Brother Boxing Talk.
Yeah, I was taking a nap for a second.
Yeah. Right on. My brother Box Fans then came in late, but he in the building too. Kevin Abinsets and Aaron Tufo, man. Salute to all of y'all brothers, man. We can rewatch the fights that happened tonight in the PFL. Just seeing how strong Kayla Harrison is. Man, that shows that there's a lot of crazy competition out there for Claressa, and a lot of work for her to do. And Larissa Pacheco is also a monster. Some great fights over the weekend, man. Like I said, I think Angela Overhill Keel versus Amanda Ribas. That has potential for fight of the night. And also that Neil Magny versus Jeff Neal also has a lot of potential for fight of the night. Some crazy interviews out there, man, with Diego Sanchez being cut from the UFC with his crazy manager and boyfriend, Josh Fabia. A whole lot of stuff going on in the world of mixed martial arts. But
not his boyfriend.
Man, seemed like it. But it's a lot of stuff going on, man. Keep your eyes peeled, man, and keep your ears to the street. And somebody eating potato chips?
That's probably me getting this stuff out of the box.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but yeah, man, I gotta get out of here and do my lessons, man, real quick. But man, appreciate y'all. And it was a fun one as usual. After
Yes, sir.
everybody, I guess. Play the song, Kyle.
DB, quick question. You still
Yes,
in
sir.
Ramadan, man?
Yes, sir.
How long does that last? I thought it was just like a week or two.
No, it's 30 days. Yeah, it's a couple of more days. So I got another week left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
Last
you can't
week.
eat all day for 30 days?
Right.
More power to y'all, man. More power to everybody in that faith. More power to you. 30 days? Wow.
30 days. My brother Gump 88 done stepped into the building representing California too.
All right, peace, brother. Another great show as always, man. I enjoy talking this talk with y'all, man. I love Thursdays.
Yes.
Actually, man, I couldn't get on. I tried to call in twice on Fred's show to get in at the Wilder Hater and the lady that came on. I really wanted a piece of her, man, but I really don't like to argue with people who ain't argue with women who ain't my wife and sisters, because you know when you argue with a fool, people from a distance can't tell who's who. So
that's right.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let you get out of here, DB, man. Another great show, brother. Look forward to next week.
Yes, indeed. Peace, family.
Appreciate both of y'all.
At the roots, he let the beats build, bitch. And we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it cheap. Always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me. No.
Manana, man.
All right, fellas. Y'all take it easy, man. Have a great day. And we'll talk to y'all again.
Yes,
yeah, man, I gotta go get my daughter ready for school, man. I gotta go wake her up and get her ready for school.
Yeah.
All right, y'all take it slow. I appreciate you.
All right, man. Y'all take it easy.
All right, Cam. DJ.
I'm
Yes,
gonna
sir.
go ahead and shut it down tonight. I'll leave it up, but nobody's on right now. You know what I'm saying?
You go ahead and shut. I mean, if ain't nobody else gonna be in the panel, you might as well shut it down. I'm driving, so I can't read the chat and drive.
So good. We're gonna be on here tomorrow.
Word. All right, my man.
All right, later. Good night, y'all.